Ansu, how are you today, man? How's everything? Ansu, you can hear me? Ansu, you can hear me? You can hear me? Ansu, you can hear me? Ansu, you can hear me? Anyway, welcome again to another edition of the Closing Argument. Today is Monday, March 4th, 2024. We are glad to be back on the Closing Argument. The great chairman, chairman is here. Chairman, all the people say they love your smile.
Oh, they do?
Yeah, love your smile. But it's good to be back again. We are live on Hard FM, True FM, and on YouTube. We also on several community radio stations around the country. And we have lots of news to discuss with you tonight. And we're happy that you guys can tune in to be part of the Closing Argument. Also, Salif, can you hear us? The guy talking, I think hearing all.
I think he's trying to cue it for them to go.
Oh, but we live.
Hopefully we live, I think so.
Chairman, what's up? What new from your end, Chairman?
It's good to be here, man. Thank you. And unfortunately, I'm looking forward to starting the show with Gregory. And then I have to run. I have a thing to do with my daughter. You know this country. You're a father of girls, so
yeah.
You know. But yeah, that's about it. But it's good to be here. A lot is going on. Obviously, the country. A lot is happening in Liberia.
The country has been rescued, right?
I know, right? The country has been rescued in full rescue mode. I'm seeing that there's some new appointments. The president has made some appointments. Ansu, can you hear us? Can you hear us now?
Yeah, perfect.
Okay, good. Very good.
Ansu, how's everything on your end?
We are loud and clear on truth.
I'm good though.
Okay, very
good. Can you read the appointment for us quickly? Oh, yeah, please.
Yeah. So there are some new appointments being made from the president's office. New appointment from the executive mansion. Let me pull it up right now. The executive mansion just released these new appointments. All right, there we go. The president has nominated additional people to Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Liberia Agency for Community Empowerment, LACE, and the National Fire Service. Eva Cohn is Assistant Minister for Administration, Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Ya Boyu, Inspector General for Foreign Service, Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Christiana Yablo Kone, Assistant Minister for American Affairs. I didn't know we had that position. Ministry of Foreign Affairs. And Jefferson S. Tucker, Deputy Executive Director for the Liberia Agency for Community Empowerment, LACE. Jefferson Tucker is... I know Jefferson. Oh, he's from MPP. Yes, he's James Barney. He's very close to James Barney. And then G. Yasua Bavol. Who is this person? Senior Director, National Fire Service. Those are the appointments. These nominations, where applicable, are subject to confirmation by the Liberian Senate. And President Bokar calls on all those nominated to appoint to continue to demonstrate diligence, commitment, integrity, professionalism, loyalty in service to country. Again, so we want to send a congratulations out there to all those who recently just got nominated by the President of the Republic of Liberia. So Tomalin, I'm telling you, there's a lot going on.
Yeah, I think before we bring the director of police on, let's talk about this thing that happened today at NASCOP. That's why trending all over the place.
I mean, first of all, hopefully we can get the video to be played.
Yes.
Hopefully we can get know who's supposed to cue that video.
Okay.
No. And so we're trying to get this video. Move that appointment thing right now.
I want the video, the NASCOP video.
You got a NASCOP video? Yeah, let's play that NASCOP video. Then it will give us some context. You don't have it, Ansu?
Yeah. So we would definitely get section for it. But as we run through the program, we'll definitely
Yeah, y'all find it, man, big because it would give us Some context to be able to speak is important. Let me see here. I think I should have it. Okay, I got it. Hold on. No. There's the one guy writing all on it. We don't want to play this one. But yeah, Tomalin, is a lot. There's a lot going on.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah, because what happened at NASCO today, I got a lot of calls this morning. I don't know. Some people term it as
witch hunt.
Whether that gangsterism or what they call it, but you just go to a place and decide to take over the place. The head of the place is still active. He's a tenured official in the position, and you go there and say you can take over. And I'm surprised at the people that accompany that went there today. So Prince Mo, he must be caught out.
You surprised at them?
Prince Mo should be caught out for what he did. For leading that kind of group he did today. It was wrong. And the chairman of the ruling party.
Also, check in the chat room. Check in the WhatsApp chat room.
It's an embarrassment. It's disgraceful. I talked to some people from UP today. They're not happy with that. Yeah. They're not happy. They expressed their dismay about what happened today.
So let me state for the record. I got a chance. So the first thing that I did when I saw that, I reached out to the current head of NASCOR, the legitimate current head of NASCOR, who, by the way, again, is protected by tenure. Him and his deputy, both DeWitt Van Bommels and his deputy Kamina Yeke, are protected by tenure. They have 3.5 years left on their tenure. And let me say this to you, Tomalin. I think there is the country is now treading in the path of we call it. Maybe you want to call it political gangsterism. Political gangsterism. When you see senators and other officials of government who's supposed to be doing the work of the Liberian people, the chairman of the ruling Unity Party, by the way, who is now a government official, right? He's the chairman of.
He shouldn't even be in that position.
He shouldn't even be down there. Shouldn't have even been down there. Senator Prince Moi, my old friend. I know Prince Moi very well. But man. Boto Kane, I don't expect anything different from her. Because when she was going through that election and I saw all the women making noise and running all over the place, I told them, this woman is not going to do anything. So I understand it's her brother.
Yes.
They say got miraculously.
Murphy Kane.
Yeah. They said there's her brother is the one that got miraculously appointed by the president as officer in charge, right? And guess what? He is the law reform head. Law reform head who is supposed to be enforcing the laws. What law is he about to reform when he is now breaking the law? So first of all, let's state for the record, Mr. Vabomus is on a medical leave, right? Which is well within his right and his stature. Because, okay, very good. Let's play this. This. Put some volume on it so we can get the context of what happened today.
Official communication sent to NASCOR. There hadn't been an official communication placed on WhatsApp. This. So I told him that and said, you all were coming. So I said, okay, then we can readjust immediately.
Sweet.
No, I mean, this is why we adjourned the meeting. Because I told him that example, which other people, now that you people have come.
It's a buffering, I think. That's all it is. Press pause and let it buffer, right? Press pause, let it buffer enough. And then press pause, Ansu, press pause. Pause it and let it, you see that little, you see it going? Let it go a little bit, let it buffer, and then we'll come back to it. But like I was saying, Mary, I got a chance to speak Tomalin with Mr. Van Bommels. He's due to have a medical procedure. He's a human being, right? By the way, this is a man who has served this place. Go and do a poll right now in NASCOP. NASCOP is one of, if not the only functionary of the Liberian government that I have not heard any protests. I have not heard bankruptcy. And yet they say, oh, the thinking. And yet staff was protesting. And yet nothing from We Are Time, from Ellen Time, by the way, We Are Time, and now Boycott Time. One of the only functionaries of the Liberian government that is working without any issue. Luther Tapper takes the band to go there to say they're going to go do 10 over ceremony. 10 over what? 10 over what? Tomalin, we need to speak up for our country.
It's embarrassing. It's disgraceful. And I'm just surprised as though look at Senator Boto Kane, Prince Moi, the chairman of the ruling party. I mean, what is this?
We should reconfirm.
Yeah, so let's listen to it now.
He has been informed that he's still in charge of NASCOP. So Councilor Kane should reconfirm with them. And he has not received any official letter or have seen anything that Secretary Marshall. So going forward, let me call Dewey. He's online, so someone can speak with him officially.
I mean, look at him. Look at it. Look at this spectacle. Oh, necessary. Necessary. They ask if it's necessary.
Yeah, honorable. We are on. No, it's better we. No, it's not necessary.
Oh no, it's not necessary. Oh my God.
We don't want the president to send communication, official communication. It's not sufficient.
Look at you.
That's how government.
Can you just let us talk to it and speak with them? It's not fine. It's regular line.
They won't know that.
What do you guys want? You want to
Hello? Good morning. I'm going to put you on speaker. So I can tell you right.
I don't even know the message.
Honorable Babamos.
We can't go there. No. I mean, you can't subject us to that. I mean, we just.
You don't have to do
You
this.
don't have to do That's all right. You can go and the authority that's saying we still follow the right procedure. We don't have to do that. We are not in any confrontation.
Hello?
So, sir,
Okay, you say.
Yeah.
we brought this letter.
They brought up the president.
The president's signature.
Look at trouble.
I'm the chairman of the party.
Look at trouble.
To the phone company. We are all eminent.
Not ready.
citizens of
Eminent.
this country. We will never
But using that word eminent.
Yeah.
We will not do that. If we present it to you, and for any reason you don't want to pay this, I don't want to honor it, then let us know.
Relay the message.
We'll relay the message to the
Full
folks.
fact. That's full fact.
Is the letter not sufficient, sir? Just let us know if it's not sufficient. That's all we need.
Honorable Dios Abalo has said that he hadn't received a communication from the president.
Enjoy the get to.
I mean, she's a professional.
Yeah.
She's a professional.
That he
Enjoy.
had not received a communication from the executive mansion. He had not seen any official communication on the executive mansion website. And he has spoken to the mansion and he has been told he is still in charge of the
I mean, can you imagine the embarrassment of
Give it
it?
to you people. So this is why I'm calling for him to say so that we say
What Luther Tapper?
Well, thank you for releasing it.
Everybody, how you calling the other day?
Thank you.
Flipper finger. He's back there again. He's back there again.
How you got it, guy?
Flipper finger. He's back there again. Why you put you over there?
They kind of made a pink suit, eh?
Yeah, the guy
He wore pink suit. He wore pink suit to go take over NASCAR.
Yeah. It's all about money and greed.
So they can go run that place. Thank you. Take it down, Ansu. So they can go run that place to the ground.
That's all I want to do.
Run that place to the ground.
Well, it was a national embarrassment today. What they did today, they were embarrassed. They were so embarrassed. They said, "Oh no, you don't have to do that. You don't have to do that." No, but you don't have to do that. But you went there this morning to go take over. They had to do the other tenure areas. It's wrong. It's inappropriate, and I love how the guys handle it. Let me say something. NASCAR, all the retirees' money, the retirees, the Social Security beneficiaries, that's where they get a pay from. That's the only agency in government right now. From Ellington, we are time.
No, I said no
choice.
Controversy.
People have done a
controversy
job over there. The retirees get a pay on time. The Social Security get a benefits on time and everything. And Vabamus have done a complete excellent job over there. Here his team.
I mean, and Tony, what I don't understand is to see lawmakers who, by the way, were in the national legislature when these tenure positions were in place. They know the record. They know what has happened to NASCOP over the last couple of years. They know how hard that building that they entered today. Do you know NASCOP was the one who built the Jimale, the only diagnostic center right now in the Republic?
That clinic?
That clinic to ERW Junction? That's NASCOP.
Wow.
That place is called NASCOP.
Wow.
The what the place name? The LRA building. That's a NASCOP building.
LRA building. How about you too?
That's a NASCOP building. They have the headquarters on what the place name? 24th Street. Okay. Look, so is this what this rescue thing was about? Is this what this was about? It was about an opportunity to come and have your eye on government jobs and go and terrorize the people while they should be doing the people's work. This is wrong. This is wrong.
I got messages from people from even the party. They were telling me they were so embarrassed about that today.
Look, the people have 3.5 years left on their position. Even if Dewitt is in the hospital, even if he's going through a medical procedure, which he's going to do he has a health thing, he's going to the doctor. But I've been told, okay, like I said, I spoke with him today because I reached out to him. I know him personally. I wanted to find out, first of all, the first question I asked him, I said, man, I hope you're not dying. Because the way the people making it sound like, oh, you incapacitated, you're not doing. The first thing he said, Ben, I have my daily one-on-one, Zoom meetings with my staff. How do you send somebody to take over when, first of all, the NASCOP Act has a clear process? Even if the head of NASCOP is incapacitated, there's a deputy in place. This man have not resigned. What is going on, guys? I think we need to, I know we got the police IG coming in, but I think let's, for the next couple of minutes, let's talk about it. And we're going to have a whole show on this thing because this is totally wrong and a total embarrassment today. I think the president needs to take seize of this thing. There should be no reason why the chairman of the party, ministers, senators, jumping all over the place, running to public functionaries and trying to say they're going to attend. This is wrong, guys. I'm sorry. I don't know, man. I don't know. Keff Hassan, maybe. You muted, Keff. We can't hear you. Are you having issues? That Winfrey coming in.
Yeah. Winfrey.
Yes. Thanks, guys, and good to be here again. It's really embarrassing. I got a call earlier this morning from one of my contacts there on the ground who work at NASCOP, and while I was in Liberia, I frequented NASCOP, and I think I even wrote about it on Facebook as being one of the most functional and the cleanest.
I saw it. I saw
a place that I've ever been to in Monrovia, and to see how it is functioning and it is so orderly. The service that they're providing there is kind of like is
from me.
Okay, it's better now. Yeah.
the service that they were providing is like you're in any Western democracy. I mean, just top notch, service. But I went beyond and asked the staff and just asked folks, how is it? Because it's one thing to look at the building, look at the place, and they said, no, I mean, everybody is happy. The place is well functioning. And I said, well, our the head of this entity is doing very well. It's not just now; it's always been that way, since he's been there. So I was really surprised when I got a call this morning about the chaos that took place, and and it's like, okay, this guy is an officer in charge, but the embarrassing thing though is that Mr. von Balmus did not even know that they were doing this, or that they have even appointed, an officer in charge. I mean, like how do you, how do you do that? I mean, it's just pure greed,
we got a new picture. This is Mr. von Balmus' latest picture. This is the man. I mean, so I don't know what does this man look incapacitated?
No.
Does this man look like he can't do his job?
Yeah, transformed that whole NASCAR.
I mean, I don't understand.
Yeah, I mean, it was embarrassing.
Put it back, please. Put the picture back. You let keep the picture up a little bit.
This is unacceptable, guys. I mean, I'm sorry, but this is unacceptable. Somebody needs to take control.
Take control, Winfred. That's the issue.
Obviously, things are going awry.
Yes. I mean, Luther Tapper, you the chairman of the party. You talking about you care letter from the president. Is that your function? To be going to government functionaries and saying, "Oh, you keen to turn over"? Is that Luther Tapper's function?
I'm surprised at Prince Moi.
Prince Moi?
He's in effortless, funny things in. Everything is in it. Yeah. All kind of stuff is in him. I mean,
the staff were telling me, and he went there and said, "Well, you all need to turn over to me now. I'm the.
Can you imagine
I'm the guy in charge. You could turn over to me." But my understanding is this is supposed to be temporary, though, right? This is not.
But so
why they have this big old fanfare?
That is the point. Yeah, that is the point, right? Even if this man is incapacitated, because he clearly don't look like he's incapacitated. He clearly don't look that way, right? Yeah. There is a process in place. Exactly. He has a deputy who is also tenured. This man has a deputy. He didn't resign. If he had resigned, yes, then the president can say, okay, I don't even know what that process is. Because I think NASCOP has a board, it has a hierarchy. There's a whole these are autonomous agencies that have national security implications, because NASCOP clearly has national security implications because it's the custodian of the people's retirement money. So it's not a place that you just want to use political machinations and you get up and y'all go do a whole political fanfare and you wear a pink suit and say you're coming to go take over. This is wrong.
And Botokane, she left her on a Senate job. It's got her brother there today to go and she's there saying she now hold her bag again. I remember when Liberia 2022, when we got to the Senate, she I'm gonna grab her bag. I know you don't come and take her to for her bag. I mean, it was embarrassing, it's disgraceful, and we should condemn it in the strongest term.
But Timberley, it's it. Like Winfred said, Ben O. Morovia. I don't know Mr. Fabamus that much. For everyone I've spoken with from the Social Security, they talk about how the management style, the work, the transparency, how things are so balanced and how great they love to work to. So in fact, Social Security, one of the areas that everybody wants to find a job in Liberia from the kind of work that he has demonstrated. You will just destroy it because while you come into power and you got a bunch of hungry, broke, corrupt people, so you'll just destroy it. Because what we're saying here is greed, hungry, corrupt. Half of the people in that group, they've been fond of corrupt. We know that Luther Tapper, he didn't get a job at the National Port Authority because he went and ate the people $1,000 for each of the people money. We know that Prince Moyi, he in all the corrupting. Boto Kana have not done fat for whoever elected her to be senator. All she does is to sit
they were
around
protesting all over the place for her when she was running.
and some people, yeah, and we were
all over the place.
And we were supporting her here.
The people that
and the other
man,
man,
but people,
the other
I
man
got
looking
no
for-
problem with the pink suit. I just noticed he in a pink suit.
I mean, the other man he took her in pink suit to go get money. What we see every day,
a black suit, you go carry pink suit. Who wears pink suit to go take over?
When he fired
for
in
money.
hand, and he said he's the head of the law. Winfrey, can you believe this man is the head of the law reform in the country? What law is he reforming that he don't know there's a 10-year position at NASCORP, and you go there and say the people must turn over to you. You go there and say the people must turn over to you. But, I mean, what is this? What is this? This is total foolishness. Total foolishness. And for a bunch of people who claim to have all the experience in running government, you come to power and this is what you do?
Yeah, they should be ashamed of themselves. I mean, that fracas, there today, and I know a number of the folks who show up there today, and they said it was very embarrassing and very chaotic. I mean, it's just a complete mess.
And then the DG is the deputy is calling Mr. Then they say, no, you don't have to do it. We are eminent people. Eminent people, you take yourself and you go run to go do 10 over ceremony.
You can tell they were embarrassed now.
No, embarrassed.
When they said, no, you don't have to do it. You don't have to do it. It was so embarrassing. It was embarrassing, man.
Robert,
very sad. Very sad. Unprofessional to the highest level, disgraceful. Greed. That greed will make people do this kind of thing. They're so bad off. They want to get in there. That's a system that have been put in place for the last 16 years. They just want to go there and destroy it because it's chopping time and they want reward. I mean, this man came to get to get treatment. If the man is taking treatment, you couldn't even use a courtesy and call him, say, "Oh look, this is what's going on," and all of that. So you guys just come in breaking all the law. Is that why you ran for to put the law in place, or to just come
and Peabody, let's also be cognizant here that he informed the mansion that he was leaving. He did. He informed the mansion. So it's not that they didn't know he was on leave. He's on sick leave. Which, if in any company, in any corporate setting, we all work for corporate settings here. You can take sick days. You can take PTO. So when you take your sick day, it means your people can appoint officer in charge for your position. Robert Gagwa, man. And then we'll go to Kevin and Tomalin. We still on course with IG, right?
And I just wanted to mention, by the way, we are not talking about a hungry man yet.
But thank you.
This is a man that can survive in the private sector. If he were not director at NASCAR, this is not a hungry fellow. And if you compare him surviving in the private sector as compared to those who have been appointed, I don't think that they can relate. And so and he's been in his position since 2017.
Yeah,
he has served in this position, proven. I mean, former president
Ellen Johnson Sirleaf appointed him.
That's right.
I re-nominated by President Weah.
President George Weah. And from all indication, I was waiting to see. By the way, I love pink. I see totally different.
Yeah, no, you know what I sound like pink. I wear a pink shirt.
I love
pink suit.
And you know what, Tomalin?
For Easter egg hunt.
We're gonna laugh about it later on. I got a special thing with pink in my heart. Okay, you will get it. You will get it later on. Maybe in the next few weeks, you will get it. Okay.
Easter egg hunt.
He looked like he was going for an Easter egg hunt.
But there's a coordination with pink that matters. The God, I mean, you can't just. You know what? Let me just leave that one alone. But this is the country that we find ourselves, and this is the reason why I pray, Mr. Rosa. I pray. Look, and God has blessed me tremendously. I pray that, man,
I mean,
that we can enjoy
Yeah.
that country where I would not be. I pray that I would not be in a position like that where my livelihood depends on just waking up wearing a green suit or green suit, knowing the law and just going and demanding that the law must be
green and money color.
violated just because my livelihood depends on that. It's not about what impact I can make. It's not about respecting the law. I don't ever want to be in that position. And so the young men in that country, to young men, look, there are lots of things going in. Like someone called me the last time and said, Robert, when you come here now, the people used to say that you can't even move under the George Weah administration, that you needed security under the George Weah administration. They said, Robert, that your sharp mouth you have. I am telling you right now, when you come here now, you must make sure that you are even careful where you're going. That twister you used to go to, the man said you must continue to go to your royal now. Royal seems to be the most diplomatically safe place to go and have a nice little cigar, because I like my cigar, a nice a scotch, and just relax and go back to your place. Can you imagine? And I don't want to think like that. But this is not the Liberia we expected. This is not the Liberia. This man have a right to be on sick leave. It doesn't mean that he's left the job.
Incapacitated. Yeah.
He's incapacitated. For God in heaven's sake, Bwaka went to Ghana. We still don't even know the purpose for that trip.
Thank you.
I mean, Bwaka left Liberia after being elected, and he was abroad for how long? I mean, did that mean that Alice Cummings should have taken his pink suit and went to the courthouse and said, "Look, I don't think Bwaka is capacitated to serve as president." No, we can't run our country like that, man.
No.
Let the process play out. Let the process play out, man. That's all I will say. This man is not a hungry man. And this is the reason why public and elected officers should not be occupied by hungry and Zogos and people. And by the way, they will have Zogos in America here too, by the way. Public services should be occupied by people who have proved success in the private sector, wherever they are. People who can still afford lobster, whether they're in government job or they're not in government job. People who can still fly business and first class, whether they're in government job and they're in government job. Every day you're talking about my chairman Ben Sanvee. How did the government not pay him? How did the government supporting him? How did the government paying his rent? But government after government after government, the man can still go there in a house. The man can still ride his luxurious car. I mean, it's a coincidence that every government in the history of country, in the history of Liberia, continue to pay Ben Sanvee and other people. I mean, we got to stop this, man. We got to stop this. Young people, prepare yourself well. Do not fall victim to this syndrome of success only in government. 10 years from now, things will change in our country. 10 years from now, things will change in our country. Your destiny is not in government job alone. And if you must serve, it's a good thing to serve. But let it not be on self-aggrandizement. Let it be based on service to country. Let it not be based on generating wealth for yourself. Let it not be based on living a lifestyle that you would have never lived. Like some of my men, I will not call no name here today. Let it be based on, let it be based on, in a few weeks from now, I will be flying my business class going to Ghana. Let it be based on that because I work hard for it. I'm not making beat muff. And if I got government job, I will not be afraid to continue to fly business class. You get what I'm saying? We got to relax in that country, man. This is wrong.
We will be joined by the other guys soon. Keff, come in. Keff, come in. This is Keff. Listen, man, Keff. Keff, I beg you, talk to us, man. What is going on, man? I mean, I know, but tell us what's going on here, man.
Well, it's simple. JMB is running a gangster paradise.
There you go.
That's Liberia.
He can just whistle.
Oh, Kev, you funny, man. You running a what?
That's a gangster paradise. That's what's happening in Liberia right now. Let me say this to you. What normal country you see, you get the commerce minister, you get another branch of government, Senator Prince Moi, the party chairman, gather together, carry a letter to ask people to go out of a tenure position. What kind of country is that? You see, we told you guys this. Mr. Russell, we argue on this thing before. We argue on this thing. We told you guys that some of us, they call us name. They give us threatening stuff. They say a lot of things. Told you guys this. That's the Liberia for you. A couple of weeks ago, I think a week ago on this show, I said the Liberia, under judge we have for 6 years will be no more. You guys laugh. To see people going people offices, a stable area, stable sector, stable. I don't know how to put it. This man been stable. He been stable. No noise. You're not seeing him causing noise. You're not seeing him doing that. He's not going after you. We're talking about place, guys, that at least some of our old folks will realize some benefit when they retire. And let me ask all you guys something. If you see the commerce minister there, you see the party chairman there, you see a senator there, you guys don't get it, know that because they know this place is stable, they feel that that place is generating some a nice thing, they want to go and bring it down. Can you guys tell me why another branch of government should be there? Because they're trying to put their own person there because they know exactly. This is very consistent with the Unity Party, what they want to do. So, guys, we know it. We understand exactly what they wanted to do. We try to warn the Liberian people. The Liberian decided that they wanted to hire a bunch of thieves. And if you get a bunch of thieves, what will happen? What will happen? These people, they got record. They got record of bringing things down. President, we always say they destroy it and we built it. They want to bring it down again. Why are you going to a stable place? It's a tenure position, right? He's tenure, right, guys?
Yeah, 3.5 years left. Him and his deputy, both of them.
Why are you
I
going
remember
there?
when they renominated him. I remember when President Weah did the nomination.
Why are you going there?
In
Why are you going there?
Mm-hmm.
So why are you going there? That's why I call it. It's a gangster place. Oh, it's a wild, wild west. It's where people going around doing exactly what they want to do. It's a city. I will hold that name, but I will call it in the future because people will say this. Because when you want to run a city like that, you better be careful or not getting whipped by brimstone and fire. Because you cannot be running a country like that. You cannot. You can say all you want to say about other things, but a country without laws, there's no country. You don't have a country here. So for me, I'm saying this. It's not strange to us. We know exactly they came after us because we were saying the same thing, and now they are there. Look at the video. Look at the video. I wish you guys can play the video again for other folks who just joining us to see the video, to see the Prince Moi. We're talking about another branch of government, guys.
There hadn't been an official communication.
Russell, you familiar with the government? You familiar how the system works in this country? You've been in higher position in America.
Okay, put the video now. The video on.
No, the video on?
Yeah,
it's not.
You can see it?
Oh no, I can't see you.
Oh,
No, I mean, this is why we.
Well, it's not showing to me. I get it.
Because I told
Yeah,
you that.
there's something wrong with your system, Kev.
Yeah.
Maybe
I can see. Okay.
I will reiterate what you have said. And almost I said he should
Wow.
confirm with the executive mansion. He has been informed that he's still in charge of NASCAR. So Councilor Connect should reconfirm with them. And he has not received any official letter or seen it to the executive mansion.
Well, I mean, was there too.
So we're following everybody.
See, I know what I mean. What's doing that?
Right, so I could confirm with the
That's
executive officially.
What is this?
You had a pink suit there. You come and take over. You come and take over NASCAR.
It's not.
Look at that pink suit is really getting to you.
You look at Bodo Kane. It's not necessary.
You should have been to the Senate instead of.
But it's necessary for you to go there.
We don't use that. President should send communication, official communication. There's insufficient.
Prince Moyi, I'm ashamed of you.
Can you just let
Ma'am,
us
it's
know?
a
That's her brother there, right? That's her brother, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Good morning, I'm going to put you on speaker, so I can tell you what. Honorable Babamos,
We can't go there. No. We can't subject us to
What's your role? I mean, that is dreadful.
That's all right. You can go and the authority that sent him will still follow the right procedure. We don't have to do that. We are not in any confrontational stuff.
hello?
So, sir,
Okay, you say,
Yeah.
we brought this letter
They brought a letter from the
with
president.
the president's signature. I'm the chairman of the party. This is a senior senator of one county of Wapo. We are all eminent. It is a business. We will not bring something that is live with falsification. We will not do that. If we present it to you, and for any reason you don't want to, they say, well, I don't want to.
Let us relay the message.
We'll relay the message to the
Folks
folks.
that's all.
Look at that. You're talking about multi-million-dollar industry here, and these kind of people there acting like they got the solution to it. Huh? You're just going to remove somebody for the position?
Just let us know if it's not sufficient. That's all we need.
Honorable Dilo Fabamo has said that he hadn't received a communication from the president.
Enjoy the Kamina girl. Kamina.
I mean, she handled this thing very
Kamina,
well.
enjoy handle
That he had not received a communication from the executive mansion. He had not seen any official communication on the executive mansion website.
So why he got his hand on his face?
You're not
Embarrassed. I mean, he's embarrassed.
That's why he told me to give it to you people. So this is why I'm calling for him to say.
And that's a man who's a chairman of law review.
Well, thank you for releasing it.
You gotta make it right. And all
I think
right.
that's double pressure.
Yeah.
What?
Watch the girl. I enjoy the girl.
And she goes back, she shakes all day.
Oh, damn, man.
Everybody. Yeah.
The law review chairman with big
Law review.
money now. Money. Need it.
Wow. She handled this very, very well.
What?
Guys,
But listen, but you guys can hear me. You guys can hear me, right?
Yeah.
Okay. But let me say that I think he and his sister they have pink together because she have pink too. But imagine that your sister senator, right, taking you to a job, try to force people out of that.
So what's
job.
she doing there in the first place? What's she doing there?
Because that's her brother.
I mean, it looks bad all around. It looks bad.
Her brother.
It looks bad all around. And I know people are saying, oh yeah, I haven't said I mean what that. Yes, I mean with that. I mean, you should know better.
I know better.
You should not have been down there. That is a fact.
Oh, you're
None
not
of them should have been there. I mean, should have been at his ministry doing his job.
I don't. He didn't know that Ben. He was put under a different impression.
And so,
because I'm shocked.
That's what I know.
I'm shocked. I mean,
Well, Russell, I hope so.
I hope so too, because I'm telling you, this is a public spectacle on steroids. I've never seen this level of dysfunction ever in the Liberian government. I've never seen this. Senators.
I think it's safe to say, I can safely say that he was misled.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, I know we'll not do that, man.
Lofa, go ahead.
Don't do that.
You know, good evening, by the way. You know, Mr. Russell, you are well on your way to represent the United States and citizens of the great Republic of Liberia. I hope you will not be putting your face in the camera with these kind of comments. Please, I'm begging you, please, because you have thousands of Liberians around the world following this platform, and to hear you make such a comment that he was misled, was misled to have been part of that group. It's a little bit disappointing. I think you probably misspoke. So I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. I don't think you read it.
I'm not attacking you, and you have. You see, the good thing about this platform, guys, we all have independent thoughts, right? So I'm also getting messages now. I'm getting messages from Amin that and from folks close to him.
I agree, Russell.
That he was misled, and he has apologized for this. So just for the record,
so he apologized to the public. So you're telling me Amir will simply walk into that he's not aware of. He simply allowed himself to be just lured into this kind of behavior, and we are just simply supposed to say, well, he was misled. I'm just advising my brother Russell to not venture on that path, because it doesn't look prove well for him. He has a bigger picture ahead of him. Let's not allow the greed of Liberian politics to stir some kind of dirt for your future, because I think your people deserve better than a group of individuals who are simply about, just self-seeking gravy.
What happened today? While we're on the show, though, if a public official who has been discussed reach out and say something about it, I think we owe it to say it, right?
Okay, so you're saying let me just get clarity from Ben and so you guys are saying Amin reached out and he said he was misled. That's what you're saying. What I heard from Mr. Russell, he said he think he was. If that happened, if that is the case, I think it's a credible source, credible information. So then I will go based on
credible information he has from you.
So in that case, if he was misled, I just hope that going
and he has reached out to the leadership. I'm getting as I'm speaking to you.
Okay, great. Then I'm glad. Okay, so
talking to the leadership of NASCORP and apologize.
Oh, thank you, then, Mr. Mudal. Let me say to you, I mean,
as I'm speaking to you.
Let me just say to you, I mean, I must really.
I just wanted to.
Can I just land?
No, 1 second. No, I want to give you.
Let me land.
Let
me land, please. Can I just land?
Okay,
you will speak. Yeah, right. Let me just land, please. Again, Mr. Modad, thank you for what you did. Even though the action on the part of your colleagues was embarrassing, again, these are the kind of things we expect. And Mr. Russell, and with that information provided by Ben, I will say to you then, my sincere apologies. I'm glad that he actually reached out and made that clarity. But going forward, I hope that you would do your own assessment, do a thorough evaluation of these kind of processes before you decide to be a part of it. Because even though your government claimed to be the experience, all right, but you have seen thus far where they have shown to be too many lapses and they are not proven to be the competent ones that they claim they are. So please, going forward, again, think and do things a little bit more better than what happened today. That video that I saw today, I want to commend the lady who actually played the role that she played, the way she played it. It shows some level of professionalism to the best. She showed them what is expected, and she literally disgraced them, telling them, not verbally, but look, you guys don't understand what you're doing. You don't know what you're doing. You came here simply because you're greedy. You're not here to be administrator. You're not here to rescue Liberia. You're simply here for your individual selfish interest and greed. Knowing that we have functioned, we have performed adequately, you're still coming here because you think that it is your God-given right to have a job. And the chairman and other people, like we often said before the election and during the election, these guys were not doing anything with any better idea or idea of transformation. It was all about greed and selfish interest. Thank you.
So, Tomalin, if you don't mind,
yeah,
please. Thank you. I was only trying to ask you so you can expand for your own benefit. So I will ask you again. I know the clarification has been made, but initially, why would you think that he could not have been misled? That's why I wanted to ask you to expand on. That's all.
In that regard,
we crossed that one.
No. I just wanted to expand on that because he has his own reason why he.
My reason is because I feel like after Mr. Modad have shown he was in government before, he ran businesses. You understand what is required is without understanding what is required, what is expected. You just walk into these kind of things. You will think that he would have known better, and that's why I still don't believe that he was misled. But again, we are all human. The kind of people he deals with or he's dealing with right now prove the kind of things that are going on. And of course, that's the reason why you hear lies. And the Unity Party is known for lies. They're pretty good at it. So, yeah.
Tomalin, let me state, and I agree. Listen, and like I said, that's the beauty of this show.
Ben, before you be just before you go there, Lofa, I'm not going to come here on any platform or in any conversation to restate something that I didn't know 100% solid. I mean, I appreciate the camaraderie. I appreciate the advice, and yes, I think it's something that we all need to take into consideration. But especially in the sort of public medium, when we're speaking, that we know that we have unimpeachable facts to back what we're saying. So I didn't want to come up here and tell you, say, okay, and beat my chest and say, I talked to the man, But, so I put it the way I put it, just to protect that, the confidentiality, because I did not ask him if I should, and talked about it in that way. But I'm not just going to come here and just defend anybody for the sake of defending them and my own reputation at stake. But so it was not only Amin that I spoke to, but I spoke to some principal folks at NASCO. I mean, Tomalin himself know that. I mean, we talked about it earlier today, long before I even spoke to Amin, and I didn't even know he was there. He told me himself, that he was there. So that's why I presented it the way I did.
Thank you, and I appreciate
the Ben, you can go ahead.
On that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, listen, and I agree. Look, this is not because we know Amin or we're friends with him. I don't even want us to go that route. You heard me. We called him out, but I also think it takes courage for him to acknowledge that he was misled. Other public officials will not even do it. They'll be like,
"They'll not do it."
You'll talk until you get tired, right? The fact that he's willing to get on the record to say, listen, I was misled. I've reached out to the leadership of NASCO to apologize for being there. I think it's commendable. They should not have been there in the first place. That doesn't negate the fact that he made a mistake, that he went there, right? They should not have been there. I think the key component here for me is what is even deeper and even grave is the fact that people from the legislature who are supposed to be holding these people accountable are the ones who are moving from ministry to ministry, agencies to agency, trying to be attending turnover ceremonies and doing all kinds of things that they should not be doing. Boto Kane going there to carry her brother to go take over or agency. All of these things just don't look right. And I think it is disgraceful. I think the president needs to get a hold of his government. I think some of these things, look, 99% of the mishaps of this administration in its first 30 days or whatever days, how long they've been in office, have been self-inflicted, right? Somebody just alerted to me that the latest appointment that they just put up, right? Jefferson Tucker was appointed weeks ago also on another list. And they got Jefferson Tucker named again on this list under the same job. Look, guys, now I'm seeing they just corrected it. They're not deleted from the mansion. But look, I keep telling these people, guys, you're governing your country in the 21st century.
Please press.
You're governing a country in the 21st century where people remember these things, right? It could be a simple error, but when you do it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, how many times? Then it's not no longer. We can't keep giving you a pass on this. We can't. Then it becomes an issue of incompetence. Then it becomes an issue of do you really know the job? Do you know what you're supposed to be doing, right? And again, we blame President Weah for a lot of things. This falls on the lap of President Joe Buckeye. The Liberian people elected him. They did not elect Luther Tape. They did not elect Prince Moi. They elected him. So this responsibility will fall on his shoulders. What happened today should have never happened. The man is on a tenure. His deputy is on a tenure. NASCO has a functioning structure in place. If Dewey Von Bommel break his foot, God forbid, there is a structure in place that should be followed. And for them to go there in a gangster style, holding a file, wearing pink suits, I think it's wrong. It is wrong and it should be condemned. And I think this should stop.
Ben, what's up with you in that pink suit? What you got against him in that pink suit?
Stop, guys. Tomalin George, take your show because
it should definitely stop. You cannot continue to bring
you keep emphasizing the pink suit.
You can't continue to proceed like this. It's very, very disgraceful. You cannot proceed on a session.
Are we still having the guy?
Take everybody.
I spoke to the IG just now, and he said he was just walking. He was going to set up, but I'm trying to get hold of him again. So we'll give him another 15 minutes.
Maybe we're not scared of IG.
We'll get 15 minutes from now. We'll just.
No, I also spoke to him too, and
no, Gregory, I'm messing with Gregory. I'm sure Gregory will make it. If he can make it, I'm sure he will. I'm just messing with him.
You see, but I mean, we got to take note here that everybody he want to remove from the tenure position and breaking the law, and there's a law that was made under the President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf administration. Joe Buckeye was in the President of the Senate at the time. He knew about these laws. They all signed up on it. How can you come back now and start to break the law? How can you come back now and start to change it? I mean, the NACO has a applicable record. Why not let the people continue? You just go there and destroy it, not because you want to put use it as a dumping site for political appointee. Is that what you want to do? Use it as a dumping site, even if they can do the job or not. And you have a senator who's sitting there and making decisions. She's jumping there all about the money. Oh, we're going there. We're taking over. It's all about the money. These people are not going there to do anything, to say they're going to change things. You ask them about a vision. They ain't got nothing in place, but it's just going there because of the money. So because of somebody, you want to use it as a dumping site for political appointee, you just put them there and let them destroy the system, and then the whole system become a liability again. Is that what you want to do? I think it's shameful.
So you see, Peabody, let me say that. I'm sending this to you in the chat room right now. Look, you see that the beauty about this show, everything coming from the woodworks now. Yeah. Rural renewable energy, right? The act of rural renewable energy is very clear, right? The board can appoint an executive director if there is no executive director. The president appoints an officer in charge of the rural renewable energy. I mean, what? Let me put it in the thing. Let me send it.
But I just
go
ahead.
I really sorry.
Go ahead, Tom. I'm sorry.
I recently about
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Kwame Clement, I think he's speaking on these constitutional issues, and it's getting to the point where I think the court need to finally take a position on this issue so that we can lay it to rest, because it's affecting all the tenure positions, and the Senate should stand their ground that they're insisting that they will not take up any confirmation of any of the tenure positions yet until it's settled. The president appointed a committee two weeks ago. I don't know the status of that committee, but it's about time that the issue be addressed, because it's affecting the work of the tenure officials. These people, like for instance, the LTA is a very important institution that assists the government in regulating these entities that do with radio stations and other stuff. But the president, I mean, they need to finally take a decision on it so we can find out where we are with it, because it's affecting the officials' work. I'm hearing again, some of them are planning to go again with force again to go to this entity to show that they take over. Maybe they want to just blow it out of proportion and cause problem. But I don't think it's fair. And I think it's about time that the court steps in. The Minister of Justice, I think there's a case with LTA with the Justice in Chamber, Justice Kabar. I think the Justice Minister should now decide to take up that case, a prohibition case, and make a ruling on it, because it's affecting the work of tenure officials. And it's over now. Everybody is taking advantage of it. Now,
so Tomalin, thank you. Guys, this is Raw Renewable Energy. To remind you, this guy, his name has not even been published on the Executive Mansion website, right? This is where Joseph Tarr is the head, right? The act of the Raw Renewable Energy is very, very clear. It calls for the board to appoint an executive director to mislead the president. Okay? The president issues right here. This is the president letterhead. Appoints officer in charge. What's up with all the officer in charge story in Liberia?
What are you coming for?
What is going on with Liberia and officer in charge?
But I will put a blame on the legal advisor to the president and the Minister of State, two of them. Because they should know better, though.
Scroll up, please. Let's see the president's signature so that people can see that this is from the president. This is the president's signature.
They just carry him to the man. The man that be signing a document like that. That'd be frank.
So, guys, can I
wait,
legal advisor, Bucci Ben Keita, and Minister of State and Chief of Staff. It needs to be. I mean, it needs to be a call out for.
No. You see, I disagree with you guys.
Yes,
this is solely on the president.
I agree with you, Kev. I agree with you, Kev. I would not. I agree with you. We should not get the president pass.
Yeah, man.
We shouldn't get the president a pass on the. He's the president.
No, is he? What is Joseph Boakai their baby? Is he a baby?
He been ill-advised and misled.
No, that's not true. Let me tell you.
Not welcome, Larry Kennedy.
Larry,
let me say this. Asking for you today.
Let me say this. This man get over 40 years of experience in government.
Thank you, Kev.
Over 40 years. Don't say that, Tommy. Say they misled the man. The man worked for all government.
I agree with Kev.
All government. Matter of fact, the first time I see Boakai in Jawia government, well, all government, my man, since you were a little boy, Boakai working in the government, then you telling me that somebody gave you wrong information? That's not what the Unity Party to us. They say he's very smart, intelligent, he know everything. So I think to give him that pass, I don't think is a justice.
But Kev, to Tomalin's point though, and I get where he's coming from. I agree with you on the basis of Joseph Boakai calls the shot. So whenever you have a president, and he has advisors, his advisors are to help guide him, right? But at the end of the day, whatever is put before him, he is responsible to do his own due diligence, look at it, use his wisdom, use his experience, and then call the shot, right? But if you have advisors that will advise you wrong on the issue, let's hold the president responsible.
Let me stop you there. I was in flight. Let me stop you there. Don't go there. Don't go there. Robert, stop. This man is more experienced than his advisors.
I agree with Kev.
Don't do
100%.
that, Robert.
Can I come in real
do that.
quick?
So then let me ask you
Robert,
that. So let
Don't
me
do
ask
that,
you that.
Robert.
I
So
gotta
then,
run.
if that's the
Stop-
case,
Let me
this.
just announce something quick. I gotta run. Then Tomalin, you can take over. And we're getting information also that Abdullah Kamara from LTA is gallivanting, announcing, and attending programs, calling himself the chairperson of the LTA.
He's a fraud.
I'm working on getting a video of a program he attended.
He's a
Where
fraud.
he's introducing himself as the chairperson of the LTA. What is going on with Liberia in this government? I mean, what is it?
So then I just want to complete this sentence real quick. So then, Kev, maybe Larry can kind of when he comes in, he can.
Mariah, let me send you the link here.
He can speak on this. But if that's the case, Kev, if the president is more experienced than all of his advisors, then maybe Larry will concur with me in that. Then save the Liberian people some money, yeah, and just don't hire advisors, right? Just get the information and then make the calls, make the decisions, and so that when anything happens, we blame you directly and not your advisors. I think all leaders have advisors for particular reasons, irrespective of their experience or the experiences they bring in government, right? Security, education, and so forth and so on, right? So if we say that the president is more experienced than all of his advisors, you're essentially saying that he doesn't need them, right? So then why is he having
That's not what
advisors?
I'm saying. What I'm trying to say to you, even though the advisor will give him their points, he trained, he well seasoned, that he can make his own judgment.
Right.
Better than his advisors.
Gentlemen, let me come in real quick.
Yeah.
Let me tell you why I agree with Kev in a certain extent, and I disagree with him on other things. And this will be real quick. I'll make 3 quick points, and then we can move on. On the first point, when I heard you guys talking about people being misled into a meeting, first of all, when you go into a meeting, right, as an executive, when you go into a meeting, there has to be an agenda for the meeting. When you walk into the meeting, if the person moves away from the agenda, you walk out of the meeting.
Thank you.
You do not go to a meeting where someone says this is the agenda, and then they start talking about robbing a bank. And then you sit in there, listen to the meeting in its entirety, and then you later on you say, oh, I was misled. No, we go in there. The first thing I'm asking, where's the agenda? I see the agenda, great. If you don't start discussing the agenda, I'm out of there because you're way off topic. On the other part where Keff is saying that, it's on the president, I would say I agree with him and disagree with him. And let me tell you why. People will always try to put one over on you, try to hustle you, try to do something to you, right? Sure, it's the whole thing about being, deceive me the first time, shame on you. But as a leader, if that person deceives you, you no longer trust the judgment, you fire them, you get rid of them. That will set example and will send a message to the foot soldiers that if you come in here with that nonsense, you're out of here. But when people going around and they're getting away with this stuff,
let me ask you, Larry,
send a message to the rest of the troops that they can do this stuff. So
let me ask you this, Larry. Why you there? Let me ask you quick. At this moment,
so Keff is right in the sense that you have experience. You know you can't allow this nonsense to go on. You draw a line in the sand. Anyone crosses the line,
anybody say that Grisper is misleading JMB? If anybody can make that argument, because there's nothing show that he's been misled in any situation, because he's still keeping there.
That's Keff is right.
President not take decision at home. When you're president, you take decision. You people that are close both with you, they will come and help you. You consult them. And I'm sure that the legal advisor, because I know the legal advisor that the president will speak to when he's making a decision. So I'm saying this: why should Aboka take the blame? Why see not to Bushu Ben Keita and Grace Bay?
Absolutely.
No,
absolutely. George Bush, irrespective of George Bush's experience, he was misled that there was weapons of mass destruction out in Iraq. You can't say that.
Gentlemen, real quick. Who was the U.S. president that had that sign on the desk that says the buck stop here?
What name?
Was it Kennedy or was it before Kennedy?
Before Kennedy.
It's probably Lyndon Johnson or one of them. But you see, The buck always stops with the president.
It's
Regardless of what happens, you, the leader, are going to be held responsible, accountable, and blamed for anything that happens. The first time it happens, they misled you, great. But when you fire them, no one else is going to come behind that and do that same nonsense again. No,
Right.
I mean, I worked at executive level for almost 30 years at the largest U.S. financial institution in this country. There's no way I'm going to go in there and let someone mislead me in a meeting and then they still be there. You just to get away with it. I don't understand it. I keep hearing people say, "Oh, he was misled. This person was misled." You have executive experience. You're not a 2-year-old where somebody's here telling you, "Oh, I'm going to send you a pin in the blanket."
And let me just, I just want to.
Yeah, well, that's true, Larry.
Let me just buttress.
Talking about somebody misleading Buckeye. Are you guys?
Let me just buttress what Larry just said here, right? It's unfortunate that we will want to excuse the president from his failure. Okay, there is no excuse for the fact that he actually did this. This is not anybody's fault. The reason why the word is advise is not demanding. Okay, once you are advised, it is up to you to accept. For some of us who have served in leadership role, I sent in my text to do anything. It is upon me to verify. Okay, was it done according to what I expect? If not, it's on me, because if my supervisor, in this case, the Liberian people, find out that the work is not done, they get to blame the president, not to look for who he asked to get this job done. In that case, he was advised. He didn't have to take the advice. And after being in government, like Larry rightfully said, for how many years? And you still come back and say you were misled? What did you do? Did you not do due diligence to inquire as to, okay, why are we doing this in the first place? What impact does it bring? And you sit there and say he was misled? No, he wasn't.
No, he wasn't.
This just shows and proves gross incompetence on his part. Thank you.
Well,
let me just say this. In the situation room, Barack was advised not to take the shot on bin Laden. His vice president advised him not to do it. Secretary of State advised him not to do it. He was advised. He went against them and said, take the shot. So I just leave it there at that moment. Larry,
here is the point.
You guys know that.
Here is the point. Here is the point that I don't want us to that I don't agree with. I agree that the buck stops with the president. I agree with that, right? Mm-hmm. And I agree that whatever the case, I don't care what happened. I don't care who is responsible. The leader takes the blame. And any good leader will say, you know what? I take the fault here. This was under my watch that this happened, right? If massive corruption occurred and the president failed to act, it is under that administration that happened. But this idea that, you know, because the president is more experienced, and this is coming from a guy who don't agree with Block on anything, that the president is more experienced, he has all these years of experience, somehow means that it is not possible that he could be misled. I think it's absurd. To Larry's point, what he does when he's misled, that's a different argument. Does he take action to say, look, this is unacceptable, especially when he's been misled on something that could cost the country, right? Security-wise or whatever. But I don't want us to generally say that the president, irrespective of his experience and his number of years he has in public service, or any of us, I don't care how smart we are, we hire people in specific areas to advise us because they have their own expertise in that area. And so we expect them to not mislead us, but if they did mislead us, it's possible. How we act.
You expect them to be honest. Yeah.
Okay, let me announce. Let me announce. Right, I spoke to the Inspector General of Police. He agreed that he was logging on. I don't know. I think Mr. Russell also got in touch with him. Ben also called, And since he said you're logging, I've been calling. He's not. So apparently, I will announce that he's not coming today because I mean he confirmed he was coming today. I got everything was confirmed. While on the show we talking all, but then why he's not coming is up to him. But
Yeah, he's
we'll
probably
our
the
show.
one. He's probably
But
scared.
let me say this. Let me say this.
I come in.
I
So
think-
he's not coming. Also, we'll move on, and the show will continue. We're having a good conversation. We'll talk about the war crimes court. We'll talk about but again, we're talking. The discussion we're having now is well in place, because what my disappointment about this president is right now is because of the tender positions. He had not handled it the right way. He was in the Senate. He was president of the Senate when these positions were all passed into law, and now for him to sit and allow people to tamper with these positions, I think it's unfair. The undermining the Senate the Senate, because what is the essence of passing tender positions and creating tender positions, and then you undermine later on. I don't think it's fair. And so until he can handle this issue, it will be a problem for him. Right now, it's causing problem because LTA needs to be functioning, but they got people. Somebody just said LTA, the guy who they nominated to be LTA boss, this Kamara guy, he's going around trying to I don't know how you call it, what the word again?
He's impersonating.
Yeah, impersonating. And as the LTA board. The LTA board is a winner Crump. That's why I know of. The commissioners there are Israel Akinsara. What is your last name?
Akinsaya.
Akinsaya.
Israel Akinsaya.
Israel Akinsaya. You got where the other guy or Titus. You got the lone guy who was due for the case. Osborne Deeks and Jimmy Gabawiye. Yeah, the people that take care of LTA, and they are doing a good job. They have 2 years, 6 months left on the tenure. Let it finish the tenure, and then Burger can reappoint people. When we are trying to do it, the black we are say, okay, I'm leaving it. When the people tenure expired, we are appointing his people. Burger can do the same thing. But right now, issue of tenure position that they've been tempered with is causing problem for his government. I think President Burger needs to understand that the issue must be resolved now because it's taking too long. You should just forget about tenure positions being tampered with. Look at the guy, for instance, at NASCOP. NASCOP takes care of people pension, those who retire from Firestone, LAMCO, bond mines, Social Security benefits. They are the ones that handling the people payments nowadays. They've been doing an incredible job. Everybody praising them. And Dewey Vabamus have done a great job since he took over that place. Even the employees will tell you about him. And now to come and just put an officer in charge to undermine the work they are doing is not fair. President Boyka, you need to step up and put it into arrest. Justice Minister Oswald Twe needs to step up and put it to arrest. Justice in Chambers, Kabah, you issue a writ of prohibition on the LTA case. It's about time that you come and make this case clear because it causes a problem for the country. But guys, let's continue the conversation.
Exactly.
Doctor.
Go ahead, and then I'll come after you.
Tomalin, yes, I know the police chief has said that. I mean, he's been busy, been pulled all over the place, and he did confirm with me as well that he was going to be showing up today. So we only just have to give him the benefit of the doubt, I guess. He must have been really busy, but I know he was looking forward to appearing on the show today. You spoke to him, I spoke to him, and I spoke to some of his some of the people in his inner circle as well, and they had spoken to him too as well. So we just hope that at least we can get back to him, or he get back to us and sort of reschedule his appearance here. But just to say that we apologize to our listeners and the audience of folks who came out looking and hoping to hear the police chief come on. We're very sorry that he wasn't able to come on today, but we did do all we could, both Tomalin and I, and Ben as well, I guess, to try to reach out to him. Now, moving on to the whole tenure conversation, folks. Now, definitely someone is not in charge. Okay, I mean the way the situation is going, like, because part of what I I got from my sources today, it was very confusing. It was very chaotic, and the way things were. I mean, and clearly because when the letter first came out that there was an officer in charge that had been appointed, Mr. Valbamus did not even know about it. No one even consulted him. So he had no idea that the government had even appointed, or this administration had even appointed someone to temporarily, be in charge until he gets back. And so right there, that tells you that things are not going according to plan, or the orderly. And then when Mr. Fabamus contacted the government, and it's like, oh no, don't worry about that. You're still fine. Everything is in charge, and you all that. So the staff were completely shocked and surprised today when they saw this group of folks showing up, and the guy came over and said, now you guys have to turn things over to me and all of that. They were really surprised by that. They did not see it coming. They did not know it was coming. They had no prior knowledge or information. So it was complete, like a hostile takeover that occurred there today. And so before I leave this conversation, one of the things I know it's a whole separate conversation, right? But guys, I sit down and think, like, the proliferation of corporations and agencies, and what all of these agencies do. I mean, have we reached the point where I think we need to eliminate some of them? I mean, the sort of burden that all of these little agencies and commissions and authorities are having on the budget. I mean, that's something I want to throw out there. Maybe we can, Tomalin, we can have a conversation about that, because I'm thinking about this Rural Renewable Energy Agency. I mean, what is that? And I know Ellen will probably push to create a lot of these little agencies when she came over at World Bank and all these big organizations. And I'm also thinking about small arms. What is the mandate of the small arms? I mean, how many folks have arms there? I mean, is that something that came out of the DDRR in Liberia, or came, after the UN left? I mean, what is the purpose of the small arm? I mean, we have a proliferation of organizations and entities and all of that. Maybe we need to start streamlining some of these agencies. For small arms, for example, I see that as a little agency that needs to be subsumed within the Ministry of Defense, or the Ministry of or the Liberian National Police. So while we have all of these little agencies getting money from government, when the government cannot even afford to pay people salaries, to begin with. So I would just leave it right there.
Yeah, but let me come in there, Mr. Russell. This issue of tenure was brought to place by the Unity Party government on the President Ellen Johnson's leave. Joseph Baca was the president of the Senate at the time. They all sat there and passed.
But maybe it's time to revisit it, Dr.
Well, then let the people tenure expire, and then you can go back and say you want to revisit. But now you want to pay people millions of dollars just because you want to use. Do not use the critical agency for dumping sites. NASCAR is a key area in the government. You cannot use that just because you want to do party dumping site. You have to party because you want to bring people from a party. You want to satisfy them, so you just dump them in key area that are destroyed. If you follow NACO, NACO is one of those agencies in government that have had an impeccable record, very good record, all over. Even the employees tell you about NACO. I know a lot of folks that work there, and they tell me how great NACO have been. Look at the Jimali Hospital that was built right to Iadera Junction. Look at the new building that NACO came up with, and they're doing a lot of things, helping the community, helping all that. We can't just go and just break it down because we want to bring people in. This would be bad. This would be bad for our country. Very, very bad. You got people who just showing up to people's office and money and trying to illegally move them. You have not even been confirmed to a position. The man claimed he did not have a letter. You did not even write him. I mean, What's so desperate that you can't even wait for him to get back in the country and get a letter to him? So desperate. You are sitting there and people, oh, I came to take over. Is that how people do it? Is that how you arrange or take over? You just show up one morning, oh, we came to take over this place. You come in with senator, you come in with the senator all showing up. They didn't appoint you. You were elected as a senator. Why are you showing up early morning in the people's offices? I think it's sad. And any attempt to remove those people will really destroy NARCO. It will damage it, and even others who have turned their position. If you waited 6 years, you can wait 2 or 3 years and let the people turn to be over. Why you want to go to the court? Because there's a serious test. If you break this, there will be a serious test for our court, our legal system, to see whether they will sit there and break a law that will pass. If there will be a serious test, and unfortunately, I don't want to say anything further than that about the legal system in Liberia. But I think this is embarrassing. It's shameful. I mean, what we saw today, it was just a complete mess. I mean, it was a group of hungry people hustling to get money. That's why I saw the other pink suit say he go and take over. It was a group of hungry people. You know, I want to, I'll exclude maybe Army from there, but the other rest, one of them had record. You know, one of them had record. Luther Taba has a record. Then you send him there, say he go and take over. What do you expect? That's a shame.
So let me ask this question. Hopefully, all of us can kind of chime in on this. Could it possibly be the reason for which we are seeing all of these things happening is because the government have realized they have nothing to offer Liberians, so they want to create this chaos and divert people's attention to this environment where people are just continuously going back and forth, and then they will forget their failure on progress. Could that possibly be the reason why they're doing all this? Because Honorable Boycott and his team are supposed to be experienced in government. Again, the issue of governance should not be a problem here. I'm thinking in my head to myself, possibly the reason why we are experiencing or seeing all of these things happening in less than how long? What, 2 months? All of the things that are happening. I don't think any of these things happen in the CDC government within the first 30 days. You guys should correct me if I'm wrong. I didn't see any of these things happening. But the experience, or one would say the most experienced group of individuals to take us out of the, in quotation, calamity we found ourselves in, again, are doing some of the things that one would say is outrageous. So do you guys think that it is just purposely being done because they want to, distract the public from the real issue here? Larry's laughing.
I'm laughing because for it to be purposefully done, I don't want to be cynical, but they will have to be so slick and smart at such a high level that they will have to dupe everybody in thinking, no, but I don't think it's purposefully done. It's more like amateur night at the Apollo, right? Because it doesn't seem to be well organized. It all seems to be trying to get things together. But to Russell's point, right? Or to Doc Peabody's point, if you don't like a law, you have it repealed. If you think there is something inherently wrong with this whole law that has to do with tenure position, you have it repealed. You don't circumvent the law by sending people in there to forcefully remove others, or not forcefully. But
I totally agree. Yeah,
you don't do that because you believe in the rule of law. You repeal the law. And then to say that you're willing to pay people to leave a position, the statement that was made saying, oh, the cabinet agreed. If you remember that statement by, what's his name, Bushy Ben? Yeah. He made a statement saying the cabinet agreed. Shouldn't it have been like the president mandated? Why? What is going on? Can a cabinet agree outside of the president being informed or known or agreeing? Why is the president kind of distancing himself from that decision when he should be saying the president agreed that this is the route we're going to take? We're going to pay people. First of all, you can't afford it, right? Because we know the government doesn't have that kind of surplus cash. You have budget shortfall for it. As long as I can remember, the Liberian government always had budget shortfall. So to say now that you're willing to buy people out of a tenure position, that's not a good strategy, right? So find another better way to kind of approach it. But I think to your question, Lofa, I think they would have to be so ingenious that there's this thing called whack the door. You have to be so ingenious to try to dupe the people, and I don't think we're at that level of ingenuity right now. So I just think they're just kind of struggling right now. And to the last point, there's a thing called a separation of power, right, between the executive and the legislative branch. To have someone from the Senate, the legislative branch, involve themselves in an executive kind of situation like this, it is utterly embarrassing. Not just embarrassing, it's a violation of the Constitution. The only thing you have to do is to confirm when someone comes before you. But I think they're struggling right now. Hopefully there will be, someone would step up and say, look, listen, let's draw a line in the sand. Let's see if we can get this thing right. All these people there who are in a tenure position, if we want to buy them out, which we cannot afford to do, well, maybe take that route, or let's repeal this thing and start this thing, and let's do this thing legally. But this is why nations fail, right? Acemoglu and Robinson wrote the book, Why Nations Fail. It's because we try to put people in positions who are completely incompetent. We have people who are competent, may or may not be competent, but we have people who I'm hearing have been doing a great job. But then we're trying to bring people because, hey, they supported us in during the political time. Maybe they're from the same county like us. Maybe we're from the same tribe. Maybe, we have familiar status. Or you can't do that because Botswana didn't follow that mandate. That's why Botswana have moved to a middle income state and left all these other African countries that gained independence before Botswana way, way, way behind. It's just Botswana about 57, 58 years old. Look at all the other countries that have moved up. They don't follow that stuff. So does experience matter? Well, experience certainly matters, but let's see if experience would step up and bring some sanity into this whole thing, man.
Look, guys, again, before we can move on, but there's tenure issues. I pray and hope that it be resolved as soon as possible. It's important. But one of the issues that are lingering on the minds that are trending now is the issue about the establishment of the War Crimes Court. I think the lady in charge of this court is, in the State Department, and she's in Liberia now. She met with the speaker today, and I'm told that tomorrow there'll be a resolution on the floor for lawmakers to sign on to that resolution. So this thing is moving faster than we expected, and it'll be put. And some senators are already said they're going to sign it. And once they get the majority's signature on that document, they will put the speaker is saying that he's going to put it on the floor. Once he got an up and down vote on it, it goes to the Senate for concurrence, and it goes to President Boyka's desk. And President Boyka, I'm sure, will not waste no time because he promised during his campaign that he was going to put it, make sure that he implemented. So I don't know. What's your thoughts on what is happening with this War Crimes Code right now? What's going with her presence in the country, and where we are? What you guys think going to happen in the next couple of weeks?
I think, Tomalin, let me chime in on this really quick here because just for the fight that I'm fortunate to have a little bit of information on what is going on. Last week, I had a conversation with Dr. White, and yesterday as well, we spoke again about the war crimes court issue, and he actually assured the people of Liberia. We spoke lengthily, and my concern was what is happening right now. And again, he acknowledged and assured the people that this is about you, the people of Liberia, and the State Department is doing everything possible to make sure that justice is served for Liberian, and they have what it takes. Okay, financially, people were concerned about having this done, the possibility of having it done, and some people are concerned, can you use that money to go towards development in Liberia? The establishment of the War and Economic Crimes Court in Liberia will give you that result. All right. I posed a question to Dr. White. If this is to take place in Liberia, what are the possibility? I posed several questions questions that I had written down, last week, and he was just very patient in responding adequately and assuring myself to say, look, Julius, I know you're concerned because you as a Liberian want the best for Liberia. But, okay, as our ally, we also want you to understand that if we don't stand with you today, when can we stand with you and how can we stand with you? But the most important part here is the fact that Liberians signed this document, they affixed their signatures to this document asking for the establishment of the War and Economic Crimes Court. And that is what pushed the button for this government to say, look, you know what? The United States to say the people really want it, because that was their major concern. When Emmanuel Savi Luja, and credit to Luja, says Yasindi and other people who actually invested financially and on the ground to get the job done. And they got it done. They presented those documents to the to the United States government, and they saw for themselves that, look, you know what, these signatures cannot simply be made up. So we will support your request because it is only in the best interest of Liberians, and this will serve as a deterrent. And he have acknowledged. Hopefully, he will be with us here. I told you yesterday or Friday to announce that he have agreed to appear on the closing argument to speak to some of these things. But unfortunately, there are certain things that he may not be able to go into because we have to protect the process. But I can assure you, once we have the time available, Dr. White is going to be available to appear on the closing argument in order for us to discuss this in detail.
Tomalin, let me say this. I have to, just say this though. I don't think, Alan White has played, a great role in the establishment of war crimes court in other countries, and he should be credited for that. But I don't think Alan White can assure Liberians anything if Liberians don't want war economic crimes court. He can have all the confidence in his word that he has. All of the resources can be reassured. I'm sure this issue surrounding war and economic crimes court had limited to do with resources, as opposed to our leaders having the political will to act and do the right thing. And so I don't want to hear from Alan White about reassuring Liberians on the establishment of war and economic crimes court. I want the government of Liberia, who has the power. I want our elected leaders who have the say so. And I want the Liberian people from all walks of life, to say this is time that we hold those who committed crimes in this country accountable for their actions. We people can be willing to help us all day. If we don't want this would not be done. Ellen Johnson Sirleaf and those who were in power at the time did not want it, which is the reason why they did not implement the TRC recommendation. I'm sure Alan White, they wanted it then. I'm sure they will want it now. But if this government does not act, if our government, if our people, if the Liberian people cannot stand up for once and say, we want this. No one cares about what Alan White wants. No one cares about what the RCC wants. This is what we want. We have got to come to that determination that this is what we want. And after we have agreed based on principle that this is what we want, then we can reach out and say, look, how do we get the resources? How? But until we have agreed on what we want as a country, and until Joseph Boakai, this is in Joseph Boakai's quote right now. And I'm glad these conversations are being held. I'm glad they're being held. But I would be more encouraged if Joseph Boakai would give a speech, would address the nation specifically on war and economic crimes court and his government's intention to get this thing done, to follow through on this. Only they have the power to do that. Only they have the power to do that. And I want to see a coordination here, a collaboration with the legislature, with the judicial branch of government. This is in Liberia's interest. But we have got to decide for ourselves. Alan White cannot decide that for us.
And so, to be honest with you, and God bless his heart, and I know he's worked tirelessly on this matter, and there's some sort of interest here. But I don't care about Allen White at this point. I care about our leaders and us deciding once and for all, putting politics aside and say, look, we've got to do the right thing. And the right thing for us is to establish War and Economic Crimes Court. Once we have made that decision, I'll be willing to listen to Allen White to say, look, we have decided this now. How can you help us? I mean, he can want to help us all day until we decide. All of his reassurance and the resources means absolutely nothing. So Joseph Boakai, we must act. The Liberian people deserves War and Economic Crimes Court. And for those innocent lives that were taken, over 250,000 of those lives that were taken, and folks that were displaced, and all of the Zogos that are on the streets right now, who were charged soldiers and ex-combatants, who the government did not create an environment for them to get reintegrated. We need War and Economic Crimes Court. We need the Prince Johnson held accountable. We need the butt naked held accountable. We need Alan Jones and Salif to have a day in court. This is what we need. That decision lies in the hands of our leaders and the Liberian people, period.
Okay, guys, wait, Lofa, wait, let me say this. Let's do 2 minutes, Mr. Moderator. I recommend that. Let's do 2 minutes each because of the time, so everybody can come in.
Yeah, track the time, careful. Let's move on.
Okay, I would track the.
If you mind if I make a quick clarity on something here, real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
As I stated earlier, Dr. White highlighted the 300,000 signatures that were solicited and provided to the United States. That speaks volume. That was not Dr. White's request. It was Luja under the support of Emmanuel Savas, a man who have worked diligently and tirelessly, including all the Liberians like Yesindi and even Henry Costa and other people who have done their part to make sure that the voices of Liberians are heard. So that 300,000 signatures that was given to the United States is in itself requesting the establishment of the War and Economic Crimes Code. Unfortunately, it cannot be done without some level of expertise. We need the experts to be a part of the process, and this is where he plays his role. He cannot make that determination for us. You're absolutely correct, Robert. I totally agree with you. He cannot make that determination for us, but we have done due diligence. We presented our request to the United States, and now they are looking to see where we can get the resources from.
Okay, the 2 minutes over. Who next, Tomalin?
Let me just come in with my 2 minutes. I think this is overdue. I think the president said it, and I think there was a tip that even the vice president supported for an economic crime court. I remember when we were on the former network, the vice president did an interview, and he alluded that he support the War Economic Crime Court, except he will back up now, but he did say it. I think everybody, and I want to thank also the speaker, Honorable Kofa, for showing the Liberian people. It's about time that some of these folks come to face justice. Some of those people are in Monrovia. They are still grieving many years ago and seeing some of the very people that brought this atrocity on their family and killed their family. They are still moving around free and even very influential in the government. I mean, in politics in Liberia. I think it's about time. And I think we all should embrace it. The president, I don't think the president will have any problem. Bring it up, and let's get some of the bad apples from among the people, and let's put a closure to this. I think some of the people want to see a closure, before they even go. They even go to rest, and stuff. But they want to see a closure so they can move on, so they can have victory for their parents as well. Okay, Kev, go ahead.
Yeah, who next? Because
let me say something quickly, if you don't mind. If it's not
okay, use your 2 minutes.
Okay, great. So yeah, on the issue of the war crimes court, in fact, I'm just reading. One of the things that we need to clear the air is that there was a story going around that this thing is going to be happening in Ghana. From what I'm reading here is that no, it's going to be on Liberian soil. Now this is important. I think the legislature, and to Robert's point, I think this is the closest and the furthest I think I've seen us move the needle on this. I've seen pictures of representatives and members of the legislature go in the speaker office. They're taking their pictures and they're signing this resolution. I got a chance today to read the literature within that resolution, right? And that resolution is extremely strong. From what I understand, that it's going to be placed on the floor of the Liberian of the House of Representatives on Thursday. If it passes, it's going to be sent over to the Senate for concurrence. If the Senate has no issue with it, they will go ahead and transmit it over to the office of the president for his signature. I think there's a lot of progress that has been made from the conversations that I've had with people with strong knowledge on this issue, is that this decision has been made. What they're doing right now is just a formality. Whether we like it or not, this is going to happen, and I think it's a good thing that it's going to happen. I mentioned today, we were all on a call today, the guys and I were on a call today, and I said it today. The time is hard time that people who hurt that country get a chance to answer. You know, it's a message that we need to send to our children, to our grandchildren, our great-grandchildren, that even though you disagree with government or you have an issue, don't take up a gun or don't go and kill people. Don't do these things. So I think this is a good thing. I'm excited about the potential and the possibilities. I'm even more ecstatic that it's going to be on Liberian soil, because let me tell you something, all this fear mongering that we've had over the last couple of years, they ain't gonna do squat. Trust me. If you are indicted, they will arrest you. You will get your day in court. If you were found guilty, you will go to jail, or whatever judgment that will be rendered against you, you will go to jail. The last thought on this 30 seconds is it will finally clear our political space of some of these people who have hijacked our political space in the name of liberating the country and doing this. There's a whole generation of Liberians who have been born that did not see that war. What they need to see is that these men and women cause so much pain, and so they too will not be placed in a situation to say they want to start a war if they have a problem. But I think this is a good thing. I think we thank the government. We thank the president for mustering the courage. We thank the speaker for doing what he's doing. And we hope that the Senate, because Prince Johnson ain't in our Senate, they shouldn't play any fear thing with that resolution. Because we will lead and we will call for people to go and hold them accountable and let the president sign this thing. That's all I want.
By the way, PYG's in my coin, Ben.
Tomalin, I guess folks were asking about where
wait. No. Who put this up? You put it up?
I was just,
let the guys, the rest of the guys then finish.
Yeah, finish, yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
Get the rest of the guys then finish.
Okay.
I think it's Larry for Larry.
Larry, I've not spoken, and Russell.
Yeah, let him finish.
So I totally agree 100% with what Robert just came in to say, right? We do need the war crimes court. I would separate the war crimes court from the economic crimes court, because the people who are sabotaging the economy and stealing, they will always be there. You need to strengthen your judicial system to deal with that stuff regularly. But the war crimes court is so important because you need a deterrent for future actors.
Yep.
You need to bring justice to people who have suffered. You need to get all that stuff. And I wouldn't put my faith so much in Alan White. The reason being, it's just me, right? I don't even see this thing as something that some people are not going to benefit from financially. But the most important thing is to bring justice to the people who suffered. You need to deter people from doing it. Look, it's not by accident that one day Charles Taylor sitting in the prison over in Massachusetts, wake up, his cell door is open. He walked through the cell door, tie some bed sheet, scale down the wall. There's a Lincoln Town car waiting for him. He jumped in a Lincoln Town car. He drives all the way to Staten Island, makes his way over to Mexico, fly from Mexico to Burkina Faso, Ouagadougou, ends up over in Libya, train people and end up in Liberia. It's not by accident. Those things were all strategically planned out. It's not by accident Ellen Johnson Sirleaf sat before the U.S. Congress, raised her hand, start talking about young people who were fighting for their freedom. Those young people were child soldiers. The same thing that America has been totally against advocating for child soldiers to fight. So there are some issues with a lot of the people who are involved in this stuff, right? But to Robert's point, if the Liberian people don't stand up and say they want this, people are getting older, some people are passing away. This thing is not going to happen. This is the best chance you have of getting this thing done. Get it done. The Allen Whites and all these other people advocating, this shouldn't be the driving force for you getting this thing done. You, the Liberian people who suffered, you should be the driving force for that. Why? You are going to deter future actors from doing that. And that whole nonsense about people threatening the PYJ, all these people that's threatening. Look, listen to this. Manuel Noriega, he made the same threats. America went in there, grabbed him. He went hiding. Me and Costa talk about this thing consistently. Noriega went hiding in a church. They blasted him out of the church. He came back. Look what happened to Bosnia, Herzegovina. All these people that have had these issues, Rwanda, we've seen it. They were able to get it done. Why can't we do it in Liberia? The people must demand it. I know my 2 minutes is up, but I just wanted to say, look, this is the best time for us to get it done. Let's get it done.
Russell.
Thank you. Yes. We just keep adding on. I think everyone is in in agreement here that this needs to be done. This like yesterday. Liberia is an outlier in so many different respects. I mean, this is something that is straightforward. People are still being prosecuted for what happened during the Holocaust, even the American Civil War. We're still trying to find closure on that. What is so different? What is so special that we can't get this done in Liberia? One of the 2 biggest problems I think we have, and I've said that, a lot of folks have said this too. I've said this over and over. The problem with impunity and lawlessness. And I think one of the reasons we're seeing a lot of lawlessness in the country is because of this culture of impunity. We need to break that. We need to break that because it affects every aspect of our society. So when we talk about the economy, it's interconnected because if folks are lawless and they're doing a lot of terrible things, I mean, it doesn't give a lot of confidence for investors to come in. I mean, the rule of law is critically important. I mean, everywhere around the world, these things happen. People are held accountable. We have a trial, and we have these courts being set up all over the place. What is so special about Liberia that we can't get this stuff done? We've locked the political world, but maybe now this is the time. And finally, I don't know if Julius can talk about this, but and I just hope this is not something that we're just going to drag our feet. What's the timeline? I mean, how long is this going to take? I mean, we need an expedited process because we've been talking about this stuff a long time. With the TRC reports out there. So what's the timeline? What's the timeline we have now to get this stuff up and running?
And this is where, and that's the reason why I wanted to share with us those images of Luja. And the reason I continue to reference Luja is because they did a tremendous amount of work on ground to solicit those signatures. I'm reading people comment on here where they're inquiring. Guys, can you mute yourselves if you're on it? Some we got echo. Where were these signatures solicited from? Liberians have to speak. Liberians have spoken. The information is out there. The timeline now, this is where, like I said earlier, again, we go back to our lawmakers. This is where they have to play their part because Liberian made the call. They said, look, we are sick and tired. We want this done. The sooner, the better, especially for those who represent us. When that document is signed and we are ready, I think everything is well in place to move the process. This is where we are. This is how close. When Ben said it is this close, this is how close we are. But when those guys had the opportunity to sit in tomorrow and affix their signatures to that document, then we will move the process. Unfortunately, nobody from another country can come to Liberia and move the process until those who we have elected are ready to make sure that things moving forward. But going, like I said earlier, the picture I posted up there, thousands and thousands of Liberians were in the rain, they were in the sun, soliciting signatures to make sure that our points are proven. Liberians around the world won the war in economic crimes court. 300,000 signatures. That's not something I was gathered overnight. Emmanuel Chavez, his team, Luja, Yacendi Martin Peye, Kevin Yeager, Benjamin Jonah, all of these guys, SB Don, these guys were literally putting in their hard-earned funds to make sure that these signatures were solicited. So again, like I said, in closing, we just need to make sure that our lawmakers can do the right thing. And I'm pretty sure my uncle is ready to get this done, man. Like we got to talk to my uncle.
Like we already know, the lawmakers who are representative of the people of Liberia, they have already crafted a bill, a document that'll be going to the floor on Thursday. I think that's the right step they are going, and they will formulate how everything will be done, where the funding will come from. I heard that $200 million will be having earmarked by the international community or somebody to fund this whole process.
Yes.
I was talking to someone today, and they said that they were saying they want to know how everything will be formulated, because the people, those who are witnesses, those who are going to be testifying before this tribunal, whatever the case, they're going to this court. Some of them in government, some of them in high position in government. How would they appear? Would they do it voluntarily? Would they take their own time to go there? And I think that Ben was saying on the call today, I think we came to understanding that, look, for instance, take for example, PYJ, who I know is watching us now, but for instance, don't forget, it has been many years, and he's not the same person of the war days. It's different. He's 72 years old. He's an old man now. Nobody wouldn't know.
It doesn't matter how old he is. Tomalin, he has to be held accountable.
Listen, what I'm trying to say, he's not the kind of person that have that capacity to resist.
He doesn't have the same influence.
To stop to say, well, people will be afraid of him. No. So I think if the government, if the security are prepared, they are equipped. Once they are equipped, if the judge say, look, Tomalin, judge, you should be appearing. You are appearing on Friday. Come appear before this court. If I don't go, they will come for me. They will ask me to take voluntarily to make myself available. If I don't go, they will come for me.
They need to start finding lawyers.
So
let me Tomalin.
Not doing that. But kept waiting. Robert then kept waiting.
Okay, let me just say this though, and look, I think that Loja, Emmanuel Sanvee, and others, I know how passionate he has always been about the establishment of World Economic Crimes Court. He reached out to damn near anyone that he could possibly reach out to, and even when he did not get the response, he was very diligent in this process. And my hats are out to him. 300,000 signature is no easy fit, and they did a phenomenal job. And you know what? The success of the establishment of War and Economic Crimes Court will not go unnoticed of that work that they've done. We will always recognize them for what they've done. But the point that I continue to make here is about our government having the political will to act. Imagine if Ellen Johnson Sirleaf would have acted in 2011. Imagine if other leaders who were put in this position to act. Basically, the buck starts with our country, with our leaders. They have the opportunity to represent the interests of the people, and they can make that decision. They have plenty of opportunity to make that decision. And so what we continue to say right now is that the buck stops with Joseph Boakar's administration and our legislature. They can act. How we go about the process, look, you got to decide. It's almost like when you decide to do something. You want to go to school? You have to decide, yes, I want to go to school. How you go about doing the application, getting accepted in the school, those are all processes that you will follow once you have decided that this is what I want to do. So I hope that this government and the Liberian people have decided. On the last note, I will do this. We should not be afraid. Prince Johnson and others will appear in court. And if they decide not to appear in court, I don't care if he was young or old, the law will prevail. No one will be exempted from this process. I don't care what kind of influence you have, what kind of money you have, where you sit. If you're not guilty of these crimes, go to court. Prince Johnson said you didn't kill innocent lives. Go to court and clear your name. Everyone should have the opportunity to clear their name and be given due process. But folks who committed crimes in our country, people like Prince Johnson, should be held accountable for their action.
Kev, what's on your mind?
Well, I'm going to go back to the tenure issue. But before I go back to the tenure issue, I'm not going to spend too much time on this war crime. For where I'm sitting, where Tomalin is sitting, Peabody is sitting, and Ben is sitting, maybe the other folks, we have pretty good knowledge about what's going to happen on Thursday. Look, Robert, this thing is done. It's done. Finish. Let's move on. It's done. But guys in the studio, I want to play a recording by the current vice president, who at that time were campaigning and promised not to touch the tenure position. Guys, can you play it so our folks can hear it from the studio? Can you play it? Studio, play that tape.
But where are they? We can't hear them.
What? Can you guys hear it? Okay.
Nothing will happen to your job. If you're looking for leadership to fire people, when you can do the job, you will be there. Unless you earn the job, then you gotta go, right? But when you earn the job, nothing will happen to you. That's the president has to say now, I'm talking to the president asked me to inform you, he himself can tell you that the children of Lima, not just very good, who is government, they will not be afraid. Nobody will fire them. I understand y'all be there. I want to say thank you to all of y'all who want to be there to our trip. I want to know who for the job, tell you job. You there for 5 years. Nobody can move you. Only the legislature can move you.
Wow.
And we can share in the legislature to move you for it. When they came the letter, I was in fire. You hear it talking on the radio, y'all forget it. Hear myself, we know what we're talking, huh? Don't worry, you protect your child.
Okay, you can stop it now. Guys, the current vice president, he's talking about a tenure position. You get 5 years, nobody can move you, only the legislature. He promised the Liberian people. I'll leave it to you guys, Mr. Moderator. Let folks go around and talk about the current vice president. His commitment.
Okay, everybody.
We heard it very clear now, except he will back off from it. But this was very clear, except he was misleading the Liberian people when he said it. Or except he plans to mislead the Liberian people on this. Now, maybe the next 5 or 6 years, who knows? Jeremiah Cone may want to run for president. We're going to judge him by this tip the next 6 years. He plans to run for president. I'm calling on the vice president. He's a good guy, very good guy. Mr. Vice President, stand by your word. You went up, the people looked towards you. You were very strong in your statement. You said it strongly. If you listen to his voice, he said it strongly that nobody will be removed from the attorney position. This is what you ran on. Assuring the Liberian people good leadership, that Liberian will be fine. I expect you. You know this thing when you go on social media and write and say things and make videos. Nowadays, social media got you. You can't run from it. So if he's listening tonight, I want him to go back and listen to this over and over. And I expect him to be strong on it. Do not remove those people. Remember when CDC tried to remove them, they went to the court and the court upheld that, and CDC back up. Let's do it today. Let's do it today. Do not remove those people. It's only fair for those people to serve the attorney position. Dewey Fabamu, Winner, Zangba, and others have done a great job. Are you just going to remove them only because you want to satisfy your partisan? People who are not competent, you just want to bring them in just because you promised them. You don't want to do that. Let these positions be meritorious. Let people who knows about that are doing a good job. Not everywhere. I sure Larry can back me in this. I mean, the CEO will not just remove people if this person is producing. The results are great. So you just remove them? Is that how you run government? Is that how you run an agency? You'll break it down. One of the reasons NOCA broke down under President Ellen Johnson said leave because when they took over, they were using NOCA as a dumping ground for partisans and paying millions of dollars. Do not break this one down, folks. And the vice president's statement was very strong. And I believe in Jeremiah Kuhn. Jeremiah Kuhn, I believe what he said. The other people, if they're there for 5 years, they'll be there for 5. I believe Jeremiah Kuhn. And I'll stop there.
So let me come in with my 2 minutes. If you listen to that tape very carefully, he also said, "Yeah, the president here." Joe Boycott was there. He was sitting right there. He said he would come and he would talk it to. He told me to tell you when he come, he himself would talk it to. And he went as far, like you said, and like we all heard, as calling out tenure position. Okay, he called out tenured position. If you got 5 years, you will stay there for 5 years, even if only the legislature, nobody will move you. Look, I'm all for productivity, doing well. If the person's not performing, I'm sure these various acts have the different things in there, the mitigating things in there to make sure to put these people, because you don't just want to put somebody there who you know what they're doing. But like Peabody said, if there's no cause, look, one of the reasons we are progressing as a nation, and I want to believe we are, is because, like Barack Obama said, we keep perfecting, right? That's one thing he said. He said, America is not perfect, but our goal is to keep perfecting our union. So what we did 6 years ago, we must learn from that to guide us into the future. When President Weah tried to scrap tenure position, it was said that it was dictatorial, that he wanted all the agencies to serve at his pleasure. They were right then. I don't believe certain agencies in our country should serve squarely at the pleasure of the president, where the president can get up in the morning and just fire you. I don't believe that should happen. But these people, if they are delivering, if they're doing their job, like look at Kamina Yeke today. Just look how professional she handled that situation today. I think it is important for us to continue to speak this truth. And as the president was sitting down there, maybe something, there's something, they say somebody says something when they get in our executive mansion, maybe they drink some kind of water, something can happen. Because Jeremiah Kuhn clearly said that the president told me to say it, and he's sitting down right here. So I think he spoke well. I think we need to play this thing over and over until the decision is made. I just sent it to him just now. I just sent him his own audio. I sent my friend, the vice president, this audio, and just said, Mr. Vice President, I agree with you then. I agree with you now. Yeah. So let us keep the pressure on, and let's make sure that people do things the right way. Like Peabody said, leave NASCORP, leave these places, leave these people, let them do their jobs, and let them serve the country. And all of y'all who rushing for these tenure positions, y'all wait. Y'all came to rescue the country. This was not about jobs in the first place. You should be exploring opportunities in the private sector. Y'all should be trying to figure out how y'all can work together, not to go and to start forcibly removing people in gangster style, like I say, wearing pink suits. That's not the way to do it. Thank you.
Maybe I could do my own quick turn. Yeah, I'll probably take like a minute. This one should be really quick. That's the and I see Yellow Gibson making some comments over here about previous statements that the sitting vice president have made in the past that he wasn't true to. And that's the funny thing about recording and social media, right? It has a way of reminding you of the things that you said, but you didn't really mean, right? So I mean, look, if I was somebody in a tenure position, if these guys came up to me and said they want to buy me out of my position, let it come with a check. I would definitely take it because it gives you an opportunity to double your income without having to, do that other job. So you have
True.
Exactly. So as a financier, I'm looking at it from that standpoint. Yeah, sure. Buy me out of my position, and you can put somebody there who may not even be competent enough to get it done. But I think the vice president should step up to the plate, maybe counsel the president and say, look, listen, we're setting a bad precedent here, right? Let's try to see if we can get this thing right without disrupting our whole administration. Because when you start doing these things, you're giving people the freedom to walk into an office and try to seize that position. That's not good practice. And to my man Ben Sanvee's point, Madam Yeked was very professional, despite being distracted by that pink suit. Because in most places, you probably would have thrown that guy out of his pink suit and called it a day, right? But she sat there, she took the pink suit, and she didn't even flinch.
She shook all their hands.
Exactly. So that's the level of professionalism you need. She, just put their hands right there in his face and say, look, step back. But she was cool about it. But hey, man, you guys are doing some deep diving, finding some recordings and stuff. And I'm sure there'll be more recordings of people saying things that they didn't really mean. I know Keff will have the ability to find those recordings and hold them accountable. That's what I'm talking about, Keff. You've turned into a good researcher now, and you're nailing these guys.
Russell, you want to weigh
in? Is this our closing, right?
No, about the tip. I mean, the audio that Keff played.
Oh, okay. No, I mean, it is self-evident, right? I mean, these guys, clearly someone is not in charge. I mean, like what I said earlier, what I was told was that these folks went out there and they were told one thing, and then they went in there and they were doing something totally different. And they said, I've long been hearing that things are a little chaotic at the executive mansion, but I think this is a clear indication that things are not in order. People they were saying one thing publicly, and privately doing something totally different. So we really need to get things back on track because it doesn't look good. It looks really, really ugly. It's causing a lot of anxiety in the country. There's no need for that, and in a lot of these agencies and different places. So whoever is advising the president, they need to advise him right, and clearly they're not doing what they were supposed to be doing because people are not happy. Things are not looking good with respect to this tenure process. It's very ugly. The law is the law, and we have to learn how to respect the law. That's why we talked about earlier. This whole, and it speaks to the whole obsession with impunity. That is so pronounced in the country, and lawlessness. People feel that they can just do whatever they want to do, and then get away with it. Some heads need to roll. I mean, you can't have people running around doing these, doing things that are clearly illegal, that they're not supposed to be doing. So,
everybody spoke on this video or the audio, right?
No.
Roberts.
Yeah. So look, I'm not going to waste too much time on this, but this is not what I mean. I know Keff and others will say this is what we expected, right? But some of us already argue. If you go back to the tips, we argue that this unity party did not represent anything close to change. We argue that.
And so this is they are actually proving us right. They're actually proving us right.
Can we mute somebody?
Yeah, somebody got something playing in the back.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, Robert. Go ahead.
They're actually proving us right. And it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that what blows my mind is the fact that all of this is happening so quick, so soon. I mean, so if all of this is happening so soon, what do we expect in the next 5 and 8 months? Because we still got 5 years, literally 7 months to go. I mean, we have to tighten our belts. This is going to be one long 6 years, boy, I tell you. And for you folks in Liberia, for folks who voted for this government, I mean, you got to tighten your belts even more. You got to tighten your belts even more. I mean, because at the end of the day, Robert will still live a good life. I mean, at the end of the day, Tomalin, Dr. Peabody, Keff Hassan will still live a good life. What about you? And so I really hope, in the interest of our country and those folks who really want to change and did not see that in George Weah and in the CDC, I hope that Joseph Boakai get his act together. And I hope they get the act together and do right by the people of Liberia. I really hope so, man. I hope so.
On this issue about this audio, look, technology, you gotta be very careful with technology nowadays, because people that's why sometimes I wonder whether the way I want to run in 2029, I'm thinking about all the audio I'm watching carefully.
Yeah, I tell you, when I'm telling you, I said be careful what you say.
Be careful now, because they got you on tape, man.
Yeah.
Come
back to haunt you, bro.
Yeah, so we gotta be careful, gotta be mindful.
Look, Tomalin, you need to hire, that you heard of a company called Reputation Defender, right?
Yeah.
You need to hire someone like that early enough to clean all that stuff. Also, they're not going to go away, but they can hide it.
Yeah, but I don't think I get anything damaging, honestly. But let me say this, though. It is important that I think the president, vice president, he should break his silence on this tenor issue. Like Ben said, I already saying the tape, this audio. He should break his silence on this audio. On a tenor issue, it's about time he break his silence, because
he's the president of the Senate, Tommy.
Yeah, and especially so if he has intention to run 2029 or in the future, he should break his silence on this, because now they promised tenure officials that they weren't going to take them from their positions, but now with all what's happening, it's getting concerning. People who are concerned about the promises that were made, and honestly, those who are in tenure position, they have been doing extremely well. You cannot tell me any of the tenure people who have been performing poorly. You go to LTA, Winner Crum is doing her team has done the best. You go to fisheries, what the lady name?
Emma Glasgow.
In fact, she even established a program at University of Liberia through that. They got a lot of donors money that's waiting to help Liberia too. You go to, and for NASCOP, forget it. Look, I was eating at a NASCOP cafeteria, and all year people just praising this guy. Employees, the kind of good things he has done. Even the pensioners that come for the pay, the pensioners that come for their pay, their checks, and the Social Security beneficiaries, they say nothing but good about this guy, that he's organized and everything. You have not heard anything about NASCOP being involving corruption or any kind of stuff. They have been praising them. And so right now, people can say, well, too many tenure positions, we agree, okay, but let the tenure people finish their tenure, and then you guys can decide what you want to do in the future. But right now, I think it's causing problem. Today, what happened today at NASCOP was embarrassing, was disgraceful, and Luther Tappet, the chairman of the ruling party, he just weeks ago led a protest at the president's house.
Thank you.
Protest at the president's house. And
Thank
then
you.
The president never gained a job. He got mad. He flew to America. He preached in Baltimore. When time to say Comfort, chairman of MPA board, he said, I said
LPRC.
No, MPA.
He said NPA? Oh, yeah. National Port Authority.
He said, I wanted to go. So So my country, I serve my country not for money.
I said this was all.
But then he in Liberia today. Then he's telling the girl today, say, I'm the chairman of the party ruling. I'm the party chairman. That's not what you do. You can say that.
What?
You can say that. But again,
this stuff is all about jobs, Tomalin.
That's what it's about.
If VP to break a silence on the tender issue, that's all I can say. And lastly, the VP told me over the weekend that he had declared his asset and announced to the people that he declared asset.
Well, we know.
But
why he make it public?
Has he made it public?
I have not responded, but he told me I'll tell you that Brentford.
Everybody know he declared because he put it on. He was stating on
I don't. That doesn't count, Tomalin.
I guess
Musa ability, Dylan.
Musa is the man.
That's the gold standard.
Musa is the man. Musa. Look, I told my husband that Musa saluting. Musa performed. Musa went above and beyond. And he since he declared asset and publish it, nobody have challenge him. They say Musa did, but Musa, you say Musa like this, you can't challenge the man now.
But Larry, let me ask you this though. You probably know this. Ben, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Now, how do we, because they can tell us anything, right? So how do we verify, what they were telling us is actually what it is? They could either devalue their property or undervalue their property or overvalue their property. So where's the due diligence piece here?
Who said it? Eminent person today. Who said it? We are eminent person.
Now Luther. That his eminence. For now, we're calling his eminence.
So I trust them.
But what I'm hearing that the current vice president is in disagreement with the president based on the tenure. He stand by that tip that he think that the tenure position.
And he's in a tough spot.
Yeah,
he
think that what the marshal is doing is wrong. That's what I'm hearing. He stand in the
yeah, but I come and say that you do not support it.
I know what Keff doing.
What Keff say?
Keff is trying to sow a seed of descending the people administration because he wanted them to get issue statement to say he support the president. Them Keff, look, let me tell you something, Larry. You've noticed something very wise about Keff these few days. Keff is very corny in the opposition. Keff, maybe see this straight face.
Look at him with a straight face.
He's saying that with a straight face. How he know the man is disagreeing with the president? Just so the mayor office can issue statement to say, no, we support what the president doing. Then you will come out and say, well, you said this on the tip. You got to give it to Keff Hassan. You got to give it to him.
Yeah, I trust my sources and I trust.
There we go.
Stick to your guns, Keff. Stick to your guns.
Trust my sources. So
I put a picture. I'll put a picture up for me, man.
Ben, can I speak to this American thing? I really don't want us to just gloss over it and let it go. Can we just can I just speak to this American asset declaration thing, please?
Am I not declaring asset already?
Where can you find it?
Where? When?
Where can you find it?
Before we go to American, we just want to highlight. I said, Ansu, zoom in on the
pink suit.
This is a purple.
How are you gonna come and scare me wearing a pink suit?
Purple label.
You just smacked for that.
A blue top.
Yeah, maybe the man is colorblind.
Larry said why he dressed like Bobby. He dressed.
My daughter, what she was, got a Bobby shooting got her little Bobby, the top too, a Bobby tie,
How you gonna come and try to scare me dressed like
what is this?
Bobby? What's wrong with you? Come on,
gangster in a pink suit.
With a pink suit with a fiery tie.
With a flag. Yeah, zoom in. Let's see the tie.
Zoom in on the top. Zoom in on the top, please.
Zoom in on the top.
All on the top, like a lot more.
Like he was leaving the house with a suit, and somebody said, "Oh, wait, we got to put the top on it, my man. You can't go without the top."
Bobby Corner, I wear pink suit. You see that NASCAR that jokes to be wearing pink suit and go to the people office.
Their job business. Their job business they will kill themselves for. Ridicule themselves. they will put themselves in all kinds of uncompromising positions, all because of the government job. And we are all eminent people. We are all eminent people here.
Peabody, that sticky finger said sticky finger. Right?
What the pastor? Can we show you? Where is he? Let people see the pastor, the sticky finger pastor.
Yeah, put a sticky finger. Let's see the sticky finger.
Yeah, put him up.
You got try to go.
Y'all better sit down and worry about governing your country and leading people jobs there alone. I mean,
all agree for this one government job business. All agree. And nothing they're going to do. Nothing they're going to change. Not a fuck they're going to change.
And they got out. I know they got Mwafi Kanel.
And he is the head of the law review, law reform.
What?
Law reform. This man is head of law reform in the country.
So Ben, this guy reminds me of the former foreign affairs minister when he was at when he first
wore pink suit.
He didn't wear pink suit. He wore the suit twice in size.
Yeah, Kimaya had one bad dress. One bad dressing, and he fixed it dressing since that time.
After he took all the social media.
So, gentlemen, we just wanted to show y'all the I don't know what position.
The new law.
Yeah, look at Kamina Yeke. Look all elegant.
She was my star of the day.
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah.
She stole the show for the day.
Put that picture back up. Put the picture
back up, please.
She showed no sign of that she was mad. She didn't show no sign she was relaxed.
Zoom in.
Yeah.
Zoom in, please.
And you see a woman with authority.
Kamina Yeke, I enjoy you. You perform.
Yeah, she's saying, look at this other man over here with a pink suit. What the
hell
is wrong with him?
Talk about he coming to take over.
Exactly. Talk about how you gonna overthrow somebody's position?
Let me tell you something. You know what I like?
I've been telling him in your mind, say no pink suit coming take over here, man.
Exactly. But guys,
look at her face. She watching the pink suit. They said, damn.
You know what I was told? I spoke with somebody from NASCOP today who was in that room. And I said, but how did they allow you to film it? He said, oh no. The king with a whole press crew. The king with a whole, so we are set to. Our set to who are having our video thing too now because our 10-hour ceremony. Yeah, they were expecting to get the 10-hour notes. And so when the woman said I will call Dewey, and Dewey said, but I don't know what he will. So I told her, Dewey said, but I had a Zoom meeting with my staff today.
But Ben, why is she looking at his suit like that though?
Because she says it's out of his mind.
Sure. Y'all go on here. Y'all zoom in on him a little bit. Let's see.
But just look at her. Look at her face.
We want to do this because we want them to know that this is how ridiculous you look today.
Yeah, she is so
trying to go there. So we will highlight you. This is the news you wanted today. So we're giving you the news today. Yeah, we're giving you the news today.
Can we see a pink shoes?
He probably wore pink shoes.
Pink socks.
Yeah.
I heard he wore pink tennis shoes.
Yeah.
It was a hostile takeover.
Yeah,
hostile takeover. Yeah.
Look, our gay president, we had a credit. When the election ended, he immediately set up a transitional team. He appointed. He instructed his officials, you should work with the people that come in, set up the team, provided everything for them to have access to it. And the transition was smooth transfer of power. And that's how you do it, but what you guys are doing is just embarrassing and
Tomalin, we have had a shorter transition period.
Yes.
Let's take that. We have had 2 weeks because Liberty Party had gone to court.
Exactly.
We had the election on December 26th. We have got announced president December 28th. He got inaugurated January 22nd. 2 weeks. And we didn't see all this chaos. And we were supposed to be the one who was not competent.
And then
who didn't know anything about government.
Got a picture for the next tenor guy. Your people, they got a picture up.
Yeah, y'all put the guy who went to LTA. Abdullah Kamara, yeah. Abdullah Kamara went to
the next guy up picture. Hey, that's what I
got. Abdullah Kamara.
He looks like a sunflower.
My own brother Abdullah Kamara went to LTA. Patrick Honor and Abdullah Kamara. We finally Patrick Honor on a picture. You boys, the boys who were insulting us, insulting people for politics, not knowing all they wanted was job, government job. That's all they were looking for.
These guys should be sent to fashion court.
That's it. The LTA owner, man. Yeah, this is him.
Okay.
Yellow. But why he wearing face mask? He did it.
Why do they think they look cute? I mean, like really?
Look, you know, Russell, I can bet on this here. Atlanta King sold his suit to these guys.
Atlanta King, right?
He calling us haters.
We were made for you. Y'all will lead a 10-year job. Y'all will letting people do their work in peace. Yeah. I think that's what we gotta start doing now to them. We gotta start doing it to them. I mean, this is so totally wrong.
But you know the UP chairman, that guy can talk. He can talk softly, but I mean, he's not a rap.
He's slick. He's very slick. He's very slick.
He said we are eminent people.
We got eminent.
He got it.
Slick Luca.
Eminent. They will go hard people party.
That guy. That's the top. He's every place something he involved in something. Something whether that the budget, or that the Ways and Means Committee, something he involved with. I mean, you guys got to come to the senses, man. It's a time that.
Unity party.
Oh my God, Edward Clark. I'm sorry, man, but you guys.
Atlanta King just inboxed me. Atlanta King said the guy in the yellow suit still owe him.
He still owe him.
No, but guys, quickly, man, before we leave, let's give up on that mind quickly before we leave.
Yeah, we got to open the phone lines, man. Right?
We got to open the phone lines.
Open the line.
We still got some time. Let you hear from the people.
Open the line.
Let you hear from the people on man in pink and man in yellow. And Bobby and Ken, the hostile takeover that failed today. President Baka, you better be careful. You get tenure too. You get elected tenure. They will come for your job. You better be sitting out there.
All right, so you can now place in your call the 0776 927472 0776 927472. I've been live on the program tonight. The program is the closing argument here on Truth 96.1. Let's go to the first caller. Good evening. Yes, sir. Can you please be audible, please? Okay, go ahead. Let's hear you. Okay. Yeah, go ahead. We are listening.
I've been following this show this very first time. I'm like a first-time student on a program, even though I'm a constant lecturer.
Yeah.
I just want to call your attention that we should allow the rescue mission to rescue also that a mission we wanted and we get a mission already. That mission rescue, yeah. When a mission gets a rescue mission, we will still accept it because our mission wanted.
Okay. Plus 231 776 927472 plus 231 776 927472 plus 231 776 927472. The next caller. Hello. Go ahead, sir. Remember, you have to push screen your voice, oh. You're very, very low. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, let me say, kudos to the administration and from most of the courage for the World Economic Code. And I think it is necessary. Those who commit those either come, I think it is good that the case of what it is. When the case of what it is, it's to those who can, so let me say kudos to this government.
All right.
And somehow it will give a lot for our country.
All right. Thank you for participating. Plus 231 776 927472 are the numbers for you to call and be live on the closing argument this morning right here on Truth 96.1 776-927472 plus 231. Hello. Go ahead. It's 8 minutes past 12 a.m.
Yeah, this is Pachi Young calling from Bonasta.
Okay, you're live.
Yeah, I want to thank you very much for the show. To my people like Keff. Yeah. So for me, that the rescue is a good driver. So the rescuer came to rescue him. So we are watching the 43 years experience. So that what he's telling us. So that we can no more the idea. So nothing for. We only sitting and waiting.
Yeah. Okay, the way you're talking this half we said nothing, but we're just not waiting.
I got one caller quick.
776-274-72. The next caller. Go ahead, you're live.
From Minneapolis.
Hello, you're live.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, go ahead, Sharon. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's good to be joining you guys. Great show indeed. The tenure issue is the biggest headache that the broadcast administration is dealing with. I listened to Vice President Kuhn, then candidate Kuhn. It was clear. I hope he can revisit that. I hope he gets to advise the president on the way to go. This was wrong on a week. It is wrong today. It will be wrong tomorrow. It will be wrong forever. And hats up to that very brilliant woman today for handling of that situation. I know they all saw it coming. Other people who have gone into outrage and all of that. She was very professional. We hope we can have more women, in leadership, being such in a professional manner. Look at that picture. I'm like, she's looking at him. Is this the bright color that's going to be up and down here in NASCAR? People need to know what they're wearing, man. But thanks for the show, guys.
Thank you. Cyrus McGee of KMTV. Go ahead.
Guys, I got two callers on the line. If you got to call in Liberia, take it before I bring the folks on the line here, please.
Yeah, let's just Liberia and then we can just wrap up.
Go ahead. Go ahead, yeah.
I'm very happy to continue the show from the foundation of the show. I think we're listening to I'm just sorry for our country. We are very, very much sorry for it. Is a country that Waga said going to rescue. Are we like rescue or Waga or it's on Waga rescue? Yes, greed for power, desperate for power. That's all the key for. That's all the work for the job we are for. They run the country for 12 years. What could show Liberian people to be able to get point out what job we are doing for our country? Every youth. We are sorry for our country. Thank you very much for the show.
Okay, thank you. Yeah.
Go ahead. So let me bring the callers here. Caller from 267. Let's start with you. 9187. Caller, your name and where you're calling from. Let's hear from you.
Thank you, Julius. Peter Lawrence Launcher from Massachusetts.
Okay.
And all thanks to you guys on the show tonight. It's a great thing that everybody can sit to discuss the good things that we all expect to see coming from out of our country. But unfortunately, we wanted more, but we're getting less. We thought we were giving ourselves what we consider the best, but I think what we settled down for instead was the worst. In recent years, I think Buckeye for the past 2 months, if we were just grading his first 2 months in office compared to other leaders, it's a disaster. It's a disaster. He seems not to be in control of anything going on in his surroundings. Nothing. For the fact that senators will leave their branch of government to go and escort somebody within his own branch that he had not announced. I would consider it not being announced because we didn't see on e-marshal. We haven't seen it anywhere official. E-marshal is the official site for that announcement. Someone just came with paper in their hand, being followed by the so-called party chairman and senator. And it just won't telling somebody to leave their office party district. Really want. Is it a military form of government? What are we doing in Liberia?
That's why I consider it a disaster because it's like there's no leader.
Thank you, caller.
We're running ourselves.
Thank you, caller.
Thank you, bro.
All right, let's take the next caller here. Caller from 313, last four is 3979. Caller, your name and where you calling from?
Yeah, hi, Julius and guys. My name is Moba Sewala, and I'm calling from Minnesota.
Okay. Go ahead, sir.
And let me just say this. I want to condemn the action of Frank Moy and greedy and hungry desperado senators that wanted today to go and to take job from people at NASCAR. And if you look at his video, it's like they went on a try and error. So they were, even they said they had some fear in and they were nervous after Mrs. Yeke handled them professionally. So it was, but that means just forget it, let's go. Then you feel the president letter, saying that the person will send it back again, this and that. So I think this is not correct. We should not encourage it, and they should stop doing that.
Thank you.
That's all that we have, and they should not bring conflict in our country.
Thank you. Let's take the next caller here. Caller from 202-2214. Guys, let's be prompt here. We got
the last caller, then we can go to.
No, Ben, we got two callers in queue. I'll take both. Okay, guys, I will come back to you. Caller 301, last 4114, please. I'll get to you. Please. Okay, here.
Round your door phone.
Go ahead. Go ahead, patient.
I don't.
What a wonderful show, fantastic show.
Promise the door.
Come in.
I'm sorry.
I was waiting to hear Senator Dillon. I was waiting to hear Senator Dillon because I remember during the CDC time, by this time he would have been on air on his show talking about CDC gangster.
True.
So where is he at this point? This is the light.
What's the light?
I think
Yeah, go ahead. I can Lofa Bravo.
because that is co-representative to the Senate. And concerning the young lady, she was very professional, and I liked the way she handled herself. But the only thing that was missing, I wish Yeke was in that room when they got there. But this is Liberia. This is what the Liberian people voted for. And the more they do, the more people will try to get back to the CDC government. And I don't think they're going to last long. If they continue this way, they're not going to last long.
Thank you.
Because this is pure gangster paradise.
Thank you, patience. Let's take our next caller.
And I'm going to send Ben and Tomalin. I'm going to send you the pink suit. I'm going to send Tomalin the pink, hot purple.
Thank you, patience. Let's take our next caller here. Go ahead. Call it 313. Yes. I can hear you. Go ahead.
Yes, hello. My name is Charles B. Doe, and I call from Michigan. Yeah, for me, I have a different take on the NASCAR issue because I work with Councilor Murphy Connor when I used to work with United Nations. And our work, he was in the legal affairs, I was in administration. And Connor is a veteran lawyer. You know, I believe that the party chairman and president, you know, they didn't do well. You know, there was poor communication. It's very, very unfortunate that Dr. Connor will be cut off in this job, you know. I mean, I'm so disappointed when I saw the video because I know Dr. Connor personally, and he served 2 terms president for the National Staff Association, and I was one of the chairmen at the time from the sector, and the sector spokesperson. So we had a very good working relationship. This guy is very, very good.
Thank you.
You know, so I'm disappointed in the party chairman, Chris Moy. I believe there was poor communication. You know.
Thank you.
And let us give Conan his part of the park. This guy served in these areas. You know, let us not. You know. Although
Did he used to wear pink suits when he was serving with you?
So Ben asked whether you guys were wearing pink suit as uniform to where you guys worked. at the time? Oh, it wasn't. What color was it?
What
Yellow?
color is away?
What color was it? Yellow?
I mean, I get one call here quick.
Kev, I beg you, let me take the last caller here. Hey, all right, caller, let me let you go, caller. Let me take the next caller. Thank you.
I wear pink the next time.
202, caller from 202. Let's hear from you.
Wear my all pink.
You know, I don't have so much to say, but I don't want to remind the president. You want on an election of support, you don't want on an election of love. The Liberian people that voted for you, they voted for you for support. You're not voting for you because they love. If you start a mistake in less than 1 month and a half, get into consideration, you don't want one election majority. So if you not put your house together, you must say everything will happen against you. Thank you for the show.
Thank you. All right, guys, I'm gonna close the phone line here. You guys can go on.
Okay, go ahead, caller, quick.
Yeah, thank you, Ben Kafiko. Good evening, guys. This is Abraham calling. Thanks for the show, guys. Highly educative, and then you guys are playing your part. Yeah, thanks for the effort. You know, one thing that I think everyone's missing here is the fact that President Bouaka outsourced his job to the Senate. The fact that he constituted a committee to even vet and select people, I think is completely outside of the jurisdiction of the Senate to do such, and predicated on that. That's why you see senators are running all around for all of these appointments. I think that needs to be emphasized because they're where the errors are all coming from. People who are taking their wives and their whatever you can think about and placing them in these positions. I think it's a disservice to the country, and that point needs to be emphasized, guys. So let us not really emphasize this thing more and more, or try to kind of skip the facts on it. The only time I can remember, at least I've laid around to see some presidents, it was during 1980, where people were working in ministry and agency and taking over. I've never seen that, not even during the crisis. But again, it is what it is. But we need to emphasize the fact that the president outsourced his job to senators to select appointees for him. Thank you, man.
Thank you.
Let's get the studio to play that video.
Yeah.
Our last talking point, and we'll just move on and wrap this thing up.
Right.
Studio, let's go ahead and play that video today. Yesterday we had it was the battle of the sermons yesterday. The battle of the sermons. President Weah won, President Joe Boyka, and then our own Pape PYJ. My own Pape, Tommy, I will call it woman. I told you I will call it woman.
You don't call it Pape?
I'll call it woman.
So my son Ben got to call me.
Yeah, I will call you. Anyway, it's loading. But what do you guys think about what Prince Johnson? Did you guys listen to Prince Johnson yesterday?
Yes.
When you talk to him, Ben, tell him to stop his fear mongering and just and put on his big voice pants and show
But
up.
the blood pull-out march from Lofa to the Bon County elders. Bon County elders invited the Bon County elders. We ate the traditional pull-out, we tied it not together, and we vowed to God, amen, that we will support Joseph White and Jerry Banku. Thank you that they swear they drum their own song. Lofa, Bon County, Georgia took over. Lima County, nothing, can't take over. But we are generous. We gave 55,000. Now politics is setting in. When you want to make them news adjusted, I don't go in there. You got Prince Johnson. You can make any money news adjusted, even for you. If I'm a criminal, it's proven. If I'm a face of law, nothing can stop it. Yes. But we are patient. Just as the woman with the issue of blood, she was desperate to be healed. And we are desperate to ensure our peace with means and we build on it. There's a time. Solomon, the wisest man, was not a stupid man. He was the wisest man. He said, there's a time, there's a season. What go together? Yesterday we cried. We were in a garage for 12 years. Now we're not there again. We either sit and dying. Don't go first. When an ordinary man walks with a young girl, it doesn't mean anything. This a man can get 2, 3 wives. But when a man of God, a pastor, a bishop, a deacon says something, it means a lot. When you say, it makes people come closer to your God or draw away from your God because you are not exemplifying good examples. We need our peace. That's why we are uniform. That's why we suffer for. And that peace, those instruments that protect the peace in our law book must remain untouched.
Yeah, listen to him.
Tampering with an instrument.
No, go ahead.
Let it play.
Go ahead. Oh, that's it, right?
That's it.
Oh, that's it. Sorry.
No, that's not it though.
No, that's the end of the clip that we have.
Oh.
Yeah, but let me say this. He was saying, he was going on a rant about the War Crimes Court by saying that the instruments that they put in place during the crisis, right, when they signed those agreements giving them clemency and stuff like that and immunity, should that be tempered? The other thing that he did yesterday that was very interesting, he ended his sermon by saying,
Cummings will be the next president.
Yes, he said no matter what they do, how they go about doing it, Kuhn is going to be the next president after Joe Buckeye, right? So, I mean, I don't know. You know, PYJ is...
You said Kuhn or Cummings?
He said Kuhn or Cummings?
Kuhn. He said Kuhn.
He said Kuhn or
No,
Cummings?
he said Kuhn, yes.
Are you sure he said Kuhn?
My man, the man said coming. Really? Prince Johnson was
Are you sure, Ben? Because when I listen to that, I gotta go listen back to that.
Prince Johnson would say Cummings would be the next president. I beg you, man. He
Maybe
said
they
no
like
matter
him
what
more.
happened, Jeremiah Kuhn would be the next president after President Joe Buckeye. And he said they will be patient. He said, in fact, if Joe Buckeye won't run for a second term, he must just tell them. Then they will support him because when they support him, their son will still be number 2. And after him, no matter what happened, after him, Jeremiah Kuhn will be the next.
I mean, the gall that this guy has. I mean, he's supposed to be some sort of kingmaker now.
But Russell, the guy, this man have influenced 3 elections in our country. They may have been responsible for in 2011, he single-handedly led President Sali to a second term. 2017, he helped President Weah.
That's why we need to get him up there to get him off the stage.
President Boyka. So
he should have no play in the place in our politics.
He has been a bigger obstructionist in our democracy. So it's about time that the country we can vote freely with people not influencing the outcome election.
What are your thoughts, Tomalin, on him saying that? And maybe Keff should talk about this. He said when he met with the president said to him, PYJ, you a statesman, but the problem I got with you don't let talking thing inside, you let talking thing outside. And then he told the president, but check your phone. I've been trying to reach you. Now, if you change your phone number, give me the new phone. Give me the new phone number. You know.
But you know how many people JB now close on a phone number?
Yeah. They said the Omen got a new phone. They said the Omen got a new phone.
So look, my people, look, as we come to an end, look, we in our country, we gotta pray for the country. The country gotta be rescued. And until the country is rescued,
let me.
If you ain't got use for your prayer, I got use for my prayer. I want success in life. I
let me say this. You know, first of all, you know, I feel bad for the congregation in Prince Johnson Church. I really feel bad for them.
Why?
Because he does something. Either they're under a spell, or there's something mentally wrong with everyone in that church, including the Prophet Key who went visited the last time. I mean, for anyone to sit under the voice of a Prophet Key or Prince Johnson, I have not heard a sermon preached by Prince Johnson that really spoke about the word of God.
God uses uncommon vessels, Robert.
Oh my God, God uses common vessels, but that church every Sunday. This is the reason why journalists go to that church. He's used his pulpit to spew nonsense. I mean, it's
garbage.
Garbage. I mean, it's absurd.
I mean, and people sit there.
No,
I have not heard the word of God preached in that church. Every Sunday he wears his suit and he talks about the government. He talks about that. He talks about this. I mean, there is nothing about the word of God.
The man is a newsmaker. He's not a preacher.
And so for him to even make any assertion that, you know, there was clemency, there was that, no, my friend, you will go to court and listen, Prince Johnson. Prince, listen to the words coming out of my mouth. You don't scare nobody, my friend. The days of
I dare you to thought that way in like
I would talk, Ben.
You see Winfred when Winfred in like Winfred what's up here,
Johnson, he own Monrovia. He own
you can't even go Nima. You scared of what Nima don't go to your way, bro.
As Julia Jack, going to Liberia soon.
Listen, PYJ that my old man. I the only man I all record, I all recorded. They spread I tell you, the man call me, the man say my man, my son.
Let me tell you something about bullies. Right? If you continue to allow
complete bully.
That's exactly who he is. If you continue to allow bullies to bully you, to poke you, and you show fear,
Reverend Prince,
let me say this. Ben, I can tell Prince Johnson in his face that you don't scare nobody. Prince Johnson don't scare nobody.
Peabody had a project to dedicate in Nimba. He put him on PYJ.
He went, but you know what? Put a picture of the left on Nimba.
He don't put a picture of what he left.
No, but I should have gone back sometime a year, but I'm going there.
Let's do 1 minute each on closing, the guys.
Let me end my statement.
I also gotta go. It's late now.
Let me end my statement on this. You see, on a more serious note, though, these individuals should not scare us. You see, this is what they crave on. This is what they want. They want people to be afraid of them. Yeah, so when you're afraid of them, then you can't act because they present themselves as infallible, that they're untouchable. Well, Prince Johnson, you're not untouchable, my friend. When it comes to the law will prevail. And you, my friend, those days you killed Doe and others, you can't just pick. I'm a small guy, but you can just tell me, you can cut my, that's not going to happen. That will not happen. And I'm not going to Nima County. I am not going to Nima County.
Why are you not going to Nima?
Why are you going to Nima County? I ain't got no plans in Nima County, but I'll go to Basso and Lofa.
I grew up in Nimba, and I will go in Nimba, and I go, so.
Making all the people in Minnesota now. You are in Liberia, you are doing tourism thing. Why you feel all that
I come like a thief in the night. You're not going to see me. I'll be gone.
Imagine all the guys making people were in Liberia at a hotel. Somebody spotted one of the guys there, one of the general there. That they say, my man. Somebody they got in outside there. Everybody got scared. So guys, bro, you want to take care of your life, man.
All right. If you come with me, I'll come. Also, bring comments with us too.
I'm going over there and I'm taking chance. I would love to continue my work with the people there.
Put my sister there now.
I will go with you.
My super now.
But I can't spend the night. I must make it back to Monrovia the same night. I can't spend the night.
I'm from Nimba now.
Please.
I slept 3 nights in Ganta. I have fun there.
Yeah,
I got a mega project in Nimba. I built a big school in a village.
So guys, you spent 3 nights in Nimba.
Yeah.
Who you went with?
Yeah, that closing comments. Closing comments.
All right, in my closing comments, guys. This is what I want to bring back again to the public attention. American's statement that he made few days ago, and I want to read.
Hold
it, Amara. I want to read American.
At 1 minute each. At 1 minute each.
Yeah, that's 1 minute each. I will use my 1 minute. You already interrupted me. You took my 30 seconds, but let me read American's response to Finley. He said today, I voted yes for President Joseph Numa Boycott. Oh Christ, I brought the wrong thing
Thank
up.
you. That you're wrong.
Christ, Jesus.
Yeah, go. We're
Anyway,
talking
you know
tomorrow.
what? No, you know what?
We're
You
talking
guys
to-
distracted me. I will stop it. I will stop it.
tomorrow. We're talking tomorrow.
No. But let me highlight this again, right? American who promised Liberian transparency. We are yet to hear of his assets declaration and where it is published. I see and hear a lot of his defense force members justifying that he has done nothing illegal, and I agree with that. I am not saying American have done anything illegal,
Throwing shots. He
right?
throwing shots. You think he's slick? Lofa always throwing shots. I can just look at him.
I can just look at you in return, you know.
So I love this show.
But you know, and
Robert, you American man.
That's the question I was about to ask. But in all honesty, though, in all honesty,
my good brother, my classmate.
in all honesty, I think we should be fair to the people. Like, we should be fair to the people. We should be fair to- And thank you. But we should be fair to the people of Liberia. We cannot promise them one thing. We cannot promise them one thing and then give them something else. We cannot promise them this savior pill and then provide to them poison. Honorable Boycott promised us. Honorable Boycott promised us transparency. He declared his asset.
Keff, man, 1 minute finish.
Yeah, 1 minute finish.
All the interruption I got.
Lofa always taking advantage of the guys. In fact, he the one get the technology. Let me do my 1 minute.
I'm done, man.
So Lofa leave Amara. Amara is going to declare his assets. I spoke with him
and publish it.
He would do what is right.
Lofa Amara on the ballot for 2020 now.
He would do what is right. I've been told.
That's why he should declare and publish his assets.
Yeah, he would do what is right. I've been told.
Vice President or President 2020 now.
He would do what is right. I've been told. Let me say my closing. I will close with former President George Weah. He gave a very powerful sermon on Sunday, also highlighting the need to recalibrate the CDC and getting Peabody. Let me finish my thought. Do not interrupt me. Yeah, man, Peabody. Let me do my 1 minute. So I think the former president was very, very strong. I would encourage the former president to take that message to the media, to the people. I encourage him to do a sit down with some. Come on, a closing argument. Everybody, Lofa will be nice to you. Lofa will not give you hard time. I can show him as the president. Winfrey, even though he never supported you, he will have to explain to you why he didn't support you, and he brought the rescue thing, choking, or choking. But we're working on trying to see if we can get a former president to appear, and then my last thing would be PYJ. PYJ, my old man, but let's say like I say, all the men here, people probably didn't know, all of them scared of you. They can go Nimba. I the only man who can go Nimba. In fact, I registered to vote in Nimba. I did register to vote in Nimba. So Nimba is my second place. And PYJ know what I did. We did during the elections. My video is out there, right? But he's our man. But the only thing is that he will have to answer for whatever happened during the war. I mean, there's no escape for him. I want to congratulate the speaker, Councillor Kofa. I want to congratulate the president, the government as a whole, for taking on this war crimes thing. Is very important. I think it's a good step in the right direction. Let them keep their foot on the gas pedal. We will see this thing through. We welcome the U.S. ambassador on global war crimes to Liberia, the ambassador Shaq. I think that's her name, if I'm not pronouncing it the right way. We welcome her to Liberia. We thank her government for the support, for being there again for Liberia, and we look forward. And I'm excited that they say the court is going to be in Liberia, so we get a chance to go watch those trials live. We see people like Prince Johnson sitting on prisoner bench and watching and giving the testimony. And in the end, we will be able to. It will help the economy. By the way, it will help the economy. $200+ million is no small money to pump into that economy. It will give people jobs. Lawyers
will get for his own pay. Probably half of that money.
Yeah. So let me go next, man.
Yeah.
Let me go next.
So that's it. That's my closing. Thank you.
Yeah, let me go next. I will be, and by the way, I would love to be at the court, sitting and watching Prince Johnson answer to those charges. I want him to explain how the whole infamous tip with the whole Doe incident. So I would love to see that. And I would also love to get out a quote
and go back to my house without being touched. So look, that country, no one will scare us from that country, man, Ben. You will not scare us from that country. We don't depend on you. We don't need your money. We will still eat at the best restaurants. We don't need your money. If you talk to my ear, we just go to Ghana and go sit down there small.
Okay.
But we don't need your money. But you will not scare us away from our country. We'll be in Liberia anytime we want to be in Liberia. But let me close on this note, though. I mean, damn. I mean, Joe, I know the player Joe, we are sitting here now. I know he watching. The way my brother Kalasco, man, I know, man, but you're really relaxing now because look at the economy. I mean, can you imagine Spoon is firing people now at all? Spoon firing people. They're sending internal memos to people. We can no longer keep on the payroll. Do the financial restraint, and they're saying if you must stay on the payroll, you will get 25% of commission. So based on the business you bring to us, that's the commission you will get. Can you imagine?
Robert, this is the second time they're happening though. This is the
Yeah,
second
but
time.
there are more memos coming out. They're begging them not to share the memos. But can you imagine people who've been with them for a long time? So I mean, today, from a sincere heart, my heart goes out to the CEO. I mean, they must be on some very financial. I mean, it's not easy. It's tough. My heart goes out to the CEO, man. I mean, going through all of what he's going through and seeing the company digress, within the administration that they supported. Their Spoon is going through harmonization. I mean, and I hope.
Robert, don't forget Dylan. Robert, don't forget Dylan in your woman.
But Dylan, but no, let me say this. Let me say this.
Yeah, Robert, your woman is feeling man.
Let me say this. No, I don't got 10 more seconds. Let me say this.
Robert, go.
Let me say this.
Dylan.
You know what? Dylan, I mean, look, Dylan is a crook. Dylan is a crook, man. Dylan will always remain a crook. But I'm not going to do the right thing by the Liberian people. He'll do the right thing. He must do the right thing. He must do the right thing. He will do the right thing.
I think. So Russell already finished his 1 minute.
I agree with you that Amar will do the right thing, and I hope he does.
You got our MC ball, my man.
I hope he
BI,
does.
man.
But let me say this. As I said, Liberia is a black country. When you go and got a power that
be careful. Okay.
Yeah.
Be careful. All right.
Crusade, kidding. Other people, when I kill his mama children, I think it's pure Liberia English. When I kill his mama children, you're killing his mama children will get caught. So Liberia, yeah. But let me say this. I think we're all, in all fairness, I think the folks, especially NACO and LTA, I think they've done a remarkable job. I think we shouldn't destroy those areas. We shouldn't destroy what they have put in place. I think it's important. And those going around itchy, looking for a job. I guess you see what I say, Vladimir. I guess somebody who led people to the president house for protests. Now you go to other places and you say you are eminent. That eminent would have behaved. There are other men that who are lawyer, Murphy Connie, jump out in pink suit. And is that how you go take over a multi-million-dollar business? You jump there and say, "Oh, we can't take over today." No boy, upon you nothing. That's a shame, guys. Liberia need to do something. In all fairness, Liberia need to do something. They need to do something. That's my closing. Before anybody coming, let me make this clear, guys. We raised $1,700 for the young man in Liberia, and as of today's date, he has received $1,000. He has a phone, and they say it's full.
2,700. Is this 1,700?
No, I think it's 1,700. I think
you said 17. You made a
mistake. You made a mistake. You said 17.
I have 1,700 balance for him.
Right.
That's what I have. But they said that his phone is full, and Sendwave can't send the money there, so he could just look for. If you talk to him to clear it, I want to get this out of our account. But thank you. The Cash App is still there. You guys have been helping us to run this show. That's how the show is running. We ain't got no.
You decided to give me all the money?
Yes.
Yeah. What the money supposed to go to?
I hope the man do the surgery.
No. To that point, though, on this note, I've been in communication with him, and it's not just $2,700 because there was $65 that was sent from Liberia. In addition to that, so I think we got a little more over there. But in addition to that, yes, we have been in communication. Even while we're on the show tonight, he called me a couple times, and I told him, you know, the show time, you know, I'm on the show, and here you are disturbing for whatever reason. You follow the show, don't do that. But I will call him after the show. We will conclude on things, and I told him the information you share with me, Dr. Peabody. So hopefully we can get him clear out. My thing here is, it was not intended for him to seek medical attention in Liberia. He should not burn the bridge for other Liberians who would need our support. Because again, I want to be firm on this. If that happens, I would not be part, neither will we. Matter of fact, let me not say I. We would not be part of any fundraiser for any Liberian. And we will definitely blame it on you for whatever you do. So be kind to yourself and other Liberians.
Use it wisely, because we will not be in a position to.
Exactly.
We don't want to make you dependent on us, but use it wisely. So
use it wisely.
I understand he's doing his best. He's getting ready.
The goal is for him to feel better. So if he go down in Ganta and get good doctor to pay him, so long he feel better.
Right.
Yeah, you got a good hospital in Ganta?
Yeah, my man.
Yeah.
But let's
But guys, don't forget, of course, Acumen, we still have the cash app to all our viewers. You guys, the one that got the show going. So keep it going. Nobody have to be sick for you support us. So keep it going, guys. Thank you.
Okay, let me do one quick 1 minute.
Oh yeah. I will be coming to you all my brothers here. You all know I'm running for the House of Representatives.
We'll support you, man. We'll support you, brother.
So you all can help.
Keff will support you this time. Keff will support you. We're gonna go together.
I know, right? Yeah, this is big. So you all can help. Lofa, you all can help raise some money for me. But
by the way, last time I didn't support you, so maybe you may win my support this time around. I got.
You didn't support me last time?
No, I didn't.
You a sedition too?
I'm not a sedition. I just didn't think you were ready yet.
Really? after spending my guys, my heart is heavy today. I lost my nephew. And my sister youngest son was gunned down last night in Philadelphia.
Oh wow!
Wow!
Yeah.
Wow!
So he had, according to the police, they had some talk on the bus, and he got with some passenger, some stranger on the bus. He doesn't know the person, and when he got off the bus, the guy followed him, shot him in the face and in the chest, and killed him instantly. So when the police arrived, they found him dead, and the medics and the guy fled. So at least up to now, we don't know yet. He was not identified then, but they are, of course, taking the bus, and the bus is the evidence, and so they're looking at the tape and all the audio and video recording on the tape. So my sister is in pain and anguish today, and my whole family. So I hope you all can keep us in your prayers and your thoughts there. So that's what's on my mind right now is my sister and her family and our family and all of that.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sincere condolence to you and the family, brother.
Thank you,
so
bro.
Sorry, brother. I'm so sorry. Man.
Yeah. Can you finish?
Condolence, man.
No. I'm not. Let me give my 1 minute. I just want everybody to put stuff going on in Liberia that is strange, and I think we should keep our folks in prayer because there's a lot of death and fire going on in the country every day. You wake up, it's strange thing going on in the country. Very, very strange. Because I guess everybody who listens to this program from Liberia know exactly that for the past weeks and weeks, you wake up, fire. Today there's a church called the fire for fire. You know, yeah.
Kev, 1 second. Winfred, the president just appointed a new fire chief. Can you check with Chief Pullman and the folks in Monrovia if that person is internal? Because I know that one of the conversations we had. Sorry, Kev, I didn't want to forget.
Yeah, they have that. Thanks, Ben. Yeah, thanks for reminding me. I did get that message. Yeah, I would check.
Yeah, so you know, there's a school, there's a guy who was beaten to death. There's a lot of stuff going on. Going on in Liberia right now. It's one of the things I wanted to ask, you know, the police chief today, because I'm not saying anything going on about what stuff that going on in Liberia, but at this moment, every day you wake up, you see it. There's another report, I think in Buchanan, they found this young man in the hotel room dead. You know, the family member, you know, calling on the police for further investigation. So that's going on like Liberia. It's kind of risky though right now.
Well, okay. For my closing, I'm first of all, I'm disappointed with the Inspector General of Police, especially when he and I talked this afternoon while we were on the show, and then even when we were calling him to just ignore our calls and not to even respond. You know, this is how things can start. This platform will give people due diligence. We always seek your side of the story before we come out to say anything. But if you don't want to appear on the show, you don't make us make announcement and tell people you come in, and you get on the show, we call you, say you log in and you don't show up. It's disrespectful and it's not good. And maybe, and I see things will happen. I noticed that, and they if you notice the how they call the guys, the guy from the drug enforcement, they are doing a good job. AB Kuma and his team are doing a good job. They are moving and they are doing everything. Today I listened to his press conference, and I know he's making news for everything. He's doing good. But I just want to say that I'm disappointed in Gregory Coleman for what he did to us today. I don't understand why he can reach out to tell come and say that I can't make it, but to tell you come in and you don't show up, it's not good. I'm just very disappointed in him. Okay. And lastly, I just want to say happy birthday to my man's Henry Flomo. Our man Flomo, tomorrow his birthday. Our Peking tomorrow his birthday, but
Henry Jala, yeah.
Yeah, but I think he on suspension. I don't know, but we're talking later. But we reach out to him tomorrow at least, and also since Jerome Davis, happy birthday, guys!
Great show, guys.
I also you talk about the DA boss, right? One of his men shot somebody that would have checked the weapon. It's not from the DA. So I hope it's another breaking news that going on. Maybe tomorrow we'll hear. But one of the DA guys shot a citizen, and would have checked the gun. It's not even from.
Well, maybe they.
America sanctioned sitting president.
He sent the sanctions Zimbabwe. Yep, the president of Zimbabwe.
Yeah.
The US sanctioned Zimbabwe president today.
I'm going to do.
Yeah, Managagwa.
Wow.
That guy is ruthless. Only American, unless you're an American citizen. But they can
the sanction Mugabe for so many years and nothing.
Yeah,
yeah.
Well, he's a kind of
the UN. You can come to the UN. You don't have to, but you're in that radius. Yeah.
I think it would have been fair for Gregory Coleman to come and talk about the shooting. That thing, it was sad. It was bad for the country. And I think he should have come to talk about it. Who shot the people? Whether they have arrested the officer or they interrogating, all those things we needed to know. But anyway, great show, guys.
Yeah, I'm disappointed too, Tomalin, because we did all we could.
Yeah.
I would try to reach out to him after the show. Like you guys, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, and tell him nothing to be afraid of. Man.
I don't think it's fear. But
I honestly think it's fear, Robert. Fear scared.
All right, guys. I'm out.
Scared of you guys.
All right, buddy.
Not y'all a mess on this show. I swear to God.
the program, the closing argument, return again. Today I will be at 9:30, 9:30 p.m. I wish time again. We'll be on 9:30 p.m. on Wednesday, right? On Wednesday, not Tuesday. So the closing argument return on Wednesday. So you can join at the station for the May edition for this program. Again, on Wednesday, as we join the team to make the closing argument. My name is Ansu. Do have yourself a good night for our end. Thanks to Aida, Bola, would I hope any year, and I'm making sure that we can bring you all the live stream on your screen. Indeed, the activities that you saw running on the screen, that came true for the Aida Bola. Thanks for attention. Thanks to everybody. Have yourself a blessed night from Dubai Road.